Alright, everybody, welcome back to the Hiphopcore podcast. And today we got another dancer here, a dancer I've been dying to interview for a while now. We've been trying to make a schedule, make appointments with each other, but now the time is finally here. Yeah, man, as much as possible. So I want everybody to give some love to none other than Mr. Lone Wolf.
I appreciate. Really happy to be here. Let's go. Let's go. Can't wait. Also, it was something to organize this.
Yeah, man, it was
being Italy coming back.
Yeah,
and
man.
Again.
And then we losing each other in the street over here. Also.
Yeah. Something. Hey, we're here.
So yeah, just want to start off with getting to know you a little bit more. So, what's your life been as an artist, like in the past few months till let's say you're 2025. How was your
My 2025? Okay.
As an artist, as a dancer?
Well, I had a rough start because I was coming from a year of I would say break from the artistry, but after my graduation in Fonties, I was like, okay, let me just focus on just battling, just taking my lab again, and focus again on street styles because I've been focusing a lot on theater and different performance.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me also try to live from something else for 1 year.
Okay.
So I was actually truck driving.
Oh wow.
And then I stopped doing that, and that was the start of 25. And then I was like, okay, let me start all over again with art. That was just a break. And in the beginning it was a little bit rough to, of course, I think you know how it is to be an artist and work and live from there, to find one job after the other one that they connect. But then I was lucky enough to find Ish. There was an audition for Ish. I got through, and since then I've been working with Ish.
Okay.
And until the last month where we did the premiere. And that was a hell of a month, I have to say. So very busy period last months.
What made you say like I needed to stop doing this for like fully, like quitting cold turkey, not like part time as some people might do?
So to do both, basically, you mean working a side job and still getting another job?
Just to stay in touch with what you feel like you maybe love, or is it that the love went away?
I feel like I'm one of the type of people that either I do one thing and I do it properly, or I don't feel like doing two things at the same time if I don't really have the passion for it. And truck driving wasn't really a passion. It was more like a tryout, you know. I actually really like the fact to learn a lot of skills with driving. That was something pretty dope. But for the rest, no. I felt like that was just anyway, just to try out, just to see, okay, how is it to live from something else than art? And yeah, I was like, okay, that's dope. Did my experience, and then after, well, let me go back in and let me give it a chance to company work.
Okay.
Because I was not immediately accepting that type of direction, not because of any type of particular reason, but more because let me pace out everything after my graduation. I want to really see what is possible, because I'm not only a dancer, I also organize events. Back then I used to DJ also a lot. So I had multiple directions and I had to figure out how I'm gonna do everything. And that time was necessary, was a really one.
So you feel now that for you just being away from it for like a necessity, that you found, or trying to find a clear path within your career or journey?
I feel like that was more of a mental refocus moment in terms of how I'm gonna achieve my goals, because my goals are always gonna be there and be more or less the same.
I was more like
the cat attacked him.
I just needed the time to
Beautiful.
install a lot of things.
Luckily,
Because for the last 4
Yes.
years before, I was just learning new things.
I was more like
styles,
re-strengthening my direction.
Aspects of dance from
It
the
felt like I was
organization,
doing
from
many things at once,
choreography, from
and I just needed the
leading
time
a
to
company,
install a lot of things. Because
dancing
for the
myself and
last
still keeping
4 years
everything at the
before, I
same
was
level.
just learning new things,
And then
different styles,
at the same time also, of course,
aspects
Fonties
of
itself,
dance,
like
from
my
the
studies.
organization,
So
from
I was always learning new
choreography,
things, but never
from
really
leading a company,
download it properly and install it.
dancing myself and
And
still
so I felt
keeping
like that year was
everything at the
necessary.
same level.
Okay.
I was just
And then
about to
at the same time, also of course,
restudy everything
Fonties itself, like
and
my
install
studies.
it and
So I was
practice it
always
at the
learning new
battles,
things,
stuff
but
like
never
this.
really getting the time
And
to
battle aspect,
download it
that was my
properly and
first year. I
install
made it a
it.
whole year through the
And so I
pre-selection.
felt like
So
that year was necessary.
that perspective, it
And
was
I was
something
just
different.
Yeah.
See, from like
about
art,
to
it was really
restudy
give it a
everything
break, but I could then
and
focus
install
on
it
other terms of
and
dance,
practice it at the battles and stuff like
different
this.
directions, of course.
And
Okay, cool.
battle
has
aspect,
different
that was my
aspects.
first year. I made it a whole year through the
And
pre-selection. So that
I hear now
perspective, it
the
was
term
something different.
Fonzie a lot.
See, from
I've been
like
in the
art,
building
it was
two
okay.
times,
Let me
maybe
give
one
it a
time.
break, but I couldn't
Is
focus on
Fonzie
other terms of dance.
Fonties, my bad.
Different
I always
directions,
say it
of
wrong,
course,
my
yeah.
bad. Fonties.
So it has different aspects.
The reason why you came to the Netherlands in the first place?
That was actually the reason, because back then there was either in Tilburg or in London where there would have been studies with also urban styles and that direction, with a very open mentality. But actually it wasn't even Tilburg at the beginning.
Yeah, that was
beginning
actually the reason,
was,
because back then there was
competition.
either in Tilburg
A
or
competition
in
that
London,
was in Florence called
where
Dance
there
and
were
Fiera, which is a
urban
huge
studies
festival,
with also urban styles and that direction,
and which has
with a very
different
open
areas. Has
mentality.
like the
But actually, it wasn't
choreography
even Tilburg at the
competitions
beginning.
and the solos.
The beginning
And then there
was
is also the battle
a competition.
part. So
A
the
competition
classical
that was in
competitions.
Florence called Dance
And there I
which is a
won
huge festival. I would
scholarship to
suggest you to
Broadway
go
Dance
there.
Academy in New York.
Which
That
has
was
different
something-
areas, has
something
like
big
the
that
typical choreography
That was
competitions and the
even
solos,
something
and then there is also the
But
battleground
the scholarship
part,
was
and
only
there
for
is
1
also
year.
classical competitions.
And the
And
years
there I
after
won
was,
a
50,000.
scholarship for Broadway Dance Academy in New York.
That's crazy.
That was
Yep,
something.
you know what? I must
was
stay.
in-
I'm gonna
in
stay here,
Europe,
bro.
you
I'm
know?
good.
I don't need
But
that. So.
the scholarship was only for
and
1
what
year.
and what would just the
And
1 year
the years
cost?
after
Or
was
wasn't
like
that was
50,000
just
euros.
not
No,
the
that year would
possibility?
have been for free, just 1 year. And I
I
would
was
have
like,
done
yep,
it. If,
you know what? I must stay in
stay
Europe,
here,
you
bro.
know. I don't need
still
that.
at least
So,
get something.
uh,
But then, because of that, I started to look for places like that.
cost you? Yeah.
And in Europe back then, there was
no,
only
that
possible-
year would have been for free, just 1 year, and I would have done it.
Now there
if
are more places
Fonties
already.
would have not
Yeah,
accepted
way
me.
more.
let's say. Then I would have still gone there for 1 year, then come back. Because,
That was really
you know,
something.
still at least get
And
something.
It taught me
But
a lot
then,
of things.
because of that, I started
what
to
I
look
take
for places.
the most out because it was
And
also
in
out
Europe
of
back then, there was
circumstances.
only here.
A lot of people also.
London.
Was that it hit
And
also
now there are
Corona
more
during that
places
time,
already.
during my
Way
study.
more.
And that kind of isolated me.
That was really
the only one in
something,
my house.
and it taught me a lot of things.
Then I could activate
what
a
I
little
took
bit the
the
soul,
most out
the lone
because it was also
concept.
out of circumstances.
And to kind of
for a lot
just
people
be in
also.
the grind and just
Was
work.
that it
That's
hit
where I
also
started also
Corona
to do
during that
music.
time, during my
I could
studies.
then again start to
And
go
that
into
kind of
different
isolated me.
directions. Now I
I
found
was
this
back
was
then
a
the
good
only one in my
experience, a
house.
tough one.
But then I could activate a little bit the soldier and the lone wolf concept, and to kind of
So
just
and
be in
what
the grind and just work.
about
That's where I
the
started also
Netherlands?
to
'Cause
do
you
music.
graduated how long ago?
So I could then again start to
2
go
years.
into
What
different
made
directions.
you
Now I
like
think it was
stay
a
in
good
the
experience.
Netherlands for this time? Okay.
We have number one.
I feel like I should have known that. I should have known that. Yeah, I can see that one. Yeah.
That, but also
2 years now.
the will of making connections, you know, and strengthening these connections. And my community.
We have number one.
I feel like I should.
You should know, right?
Yeah, I can see that one. Yeah.
That, but
Opportunity.
also
I mean,
the will of making
the
connections,
working
and
environment in
strengthening
terms of
these
dance,
connections, and
talking Europe. I
my
guess
community
it
is the Krump community,
Netherlands
so the most time that I could spend with it,
and some other countries
was,
that I
very
wouldn't know,
beneficial.
but the biggest I would say are these ones for now.
that and
So
opportunities
also
like
UK,
this. And, I mean,
I think for the commercial.
the working environment in terms of dance,
because of
if we're
all of
talking
these
Europe, I
reasons,
guess it
also,
is
like,
Netherlands,
continue to
France,
stay here.
and then some other countries, but
build
then I
this
wouldn't
bridge
know right
between
now. But
Italy
the biggest
and the
I would say
Netherlands.
are these ones for now.
Yeah.
And also UK. Definitely.
Yeah, we'll get back to the Euro for
we're
sure. We'll get
gonna
back.
go
We'll get
that
back.
after.
But
Yeah, because of all of these
you,
reasons,
yeah,
you know, so
what
like,
was
let me continue to stay here, to continue to
What?
build
Oh, yeah,
this
that's
bridge
one more
between
question.
Italy
What
and the
is
Netherlands.
like something you learn from like specifically the Netherlands or the people in it
Yeah,
that you
we're
will
gonna go
eventually
with that
take back
after.
with you to Italy?
There's a lot.
Um,
So
what
I make the example of
what is like
me
something
before.
you learn from like specifically the Netherlands
Could
or
really
people
pace
in
down
it
and
that you
calm
will
myself
eventually
down.
take back
Oh,
with you
I
to
tend
Italy?
from
there's a lot.
still am, but now I can
There's a
control
lot.
it.
So
And
I make
I
the
have
example of
more
me before
understanding
and
of
then me after.
smoothness,
And what I see,
detail,
I could really pace down and calm myself
musicality,
down. And I was
and
really
not
a
in terms of
high
kill the beat
tense
and stuff like
energy
this,
crumper and
more
still
like in
am,
how to follow
but now I
different
can
types of
control
flow
it more.
and how to embody
And
that.
I
Because
have
it's one thing to understand that
more
musically,
an
and it's
understanding of
another thing to
smoothness,
replicate.
detail,
How you say that?
of
Replicate.
musicality,
Replicate.
and not in terms of kill the beat and stuff like this,
Or
more like in
duplicate.
how to follow
Duplicate that
different
with
types
the
of
body,
flow.
you know.
Yeah.
And how
So
to
yeah,
embody
that
them, because it's one thing
that
to
gave me a
understand
lot,
it
and
musically,
a lot
and
of
it's
that was
another
also the
thing to
pressure
replicate that.
that was.
Replicate. Yeah, how you say that?
I have to say,
Replicate.
5 years
Replicate.
ago
Replicate.
was
Yeah.
different pressure. I remember, or maybe it's because I was more of a
Duplicate
beginner.
that with the body, you know.
It can also be,
So yeah,
and that taught me how to
that gave me a lot, and
bit.
a lot of that was also the pressure
Try to
that
enjoy
was
the
in Red
moment and
Wolves.
embrace the people.
Yeah, I have to say, like
Because
5 years ago,
personally,
it
for
was,
me, it was also the
different
first
pressure,
time
if I remember, or
I
maybe
got
also
to
because I was
train
more of a
lab
beginner. I felt
with the
different.
community.
That can also be,
Because
and that
even
taught
though
me
there
how
was
to
a
pace
community in
myself down a
Italy,
little bit,
we're
and
really
to
far away from each other. Like
try
the
to
next
enjoy the
community
moment and
from where I
embrace the
live
people.
is 500 kilometers away.
Because personally, for
So
me, it was also
considering
the
that
first
in
time
the beginning,
I got to
I was
also
really
train
labbing a lot,
lab
and it
with
was more
the
of a
community.
battle training mode.
Because
This perspective.
even though there was a
Are you
community in Italy,
I'm not
we're really
really
far away from
sound
each
on
other.
like
Like the next community from
Italian
where I
dance
live,
history
it's
or
Yeah.
anything.
500
I'm not
kilometers
really
away.
familiar with the community outside
So
of you and
considering
your
that,
fam. Like,
in the beginning, I was really
are
labbing
you
alone,
like
and
right
it was
now
more
like
of like a
say a
battle training
pioneer
mode,
or
if you
somebody
would see it
who
from nowadays
or a
perspective.
leader you would say in Italian Krump movement from
I
where
would, I
where
would
you
feel
live?
comfortable in saying that I'm a leader.
Yeah.
I'm not really familiar with the
The
community
last
outside
6
of
years
you
that I've
and
been
your
in the
fam.
Netherlands, I've been organizing every year
Are
an
you
event
like right now like
and trying to
say a
give
pioneer or
opportunities.
somebody who
And I'm
or a
trying
leader
to
you would say
organize
in
and to
the
get in
Italian
contact a
movement
lot
from
with
where
other
you
leaders.
I would feel comfortable in saying that I'm a
And so
leader.
yeah, leader, yeah,
because
pioneer.
I,
That
since
depends.
the last
I
6
think
years that
that's
I've been in the
something to
Netherlands,
see.
I've been organizing every year an
In the
event.
future, it's not
I'm trying to
conversation for
give
now yet.
opportunities,
fair enough.
and
Because
I'm trying to
because I have
organize
to know
and
like
to get in
more
contact a
about
lot
like
with the
your
other
drive or
leaders.
maybe your love for Krump and let's say
And so yeah, leader, yeah,
what most
pioneer.
people know you for is
That
like you're a
depends.
leader
I
of a
think that's
community
something
where
to
you
see
currently
in
or for the past
future.
few years
In the
haven't
future, it's
lived
not
and
a
still
conversation for now yet.
Yeah,
like
it's been an effort.
pull in the car,
Because
riding the
that-
horse on that one,
more about
just figuring that out. Like I have to know about what
let's say,
made you love
most people know you
this
for is
style
like
Krump,
you're a leader
this
of a
this
community where
this
you
yeah this
currently
style,
or
this
for the
lifestyle,
past
this
few
community
years
so
haven't
much
lived and still
that you
yeah, it's been
are willing
an
to
effort
go
also.
that far from what I know that you've already done to go as far as you've gone.
Like I have
Like really, I this guy he came to me and he said, "Yeah, man, I've been back to Italy for the arena, but yeah, I'm going to Illest, man. So I have to sleep in in my car just to go to the World Championship Krump, man. That's love for
Guess
like
what? That was
something.
one of my favorite events with that experience. I did that with my shout out to Chris B.
Arena, but yeah, I'm going to Illest, man.
was
So
something.
I have to sleep in, I have to sleep in my car
Sleeping on the streets of Paris in your car,
just to
bro,
go to the World Championship Krump, man.
for an event. That's crazy.
That's love.
If you ever
for,
slept-
for
guess
like
what? That
something.
was one of my
station
favorite
in Rome
events with that
after.
experience. I did that with my shout out to Chris
People
B.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, is that crazy?
That was something. Can you imagine, bro?
Damn.
Sleeping
Yeah,
on the
Paris is
streets
chill
of
in that
Paris in your
like, I
car,
feel
bro.
like, okay. Feels like a Rome.
If you ever slept
Yeah.
in the
I was
station
really
in Rome,
comfortable.
after that you can do
Okay,
anything. People know what I'm talking about. Is that crazy?
I really enjoyed that event because it was really raw. And I felt the
Yeah,
essence of
Paris is
Krump.
chill in that so like I feel like
Less
okay.
organized is
Feels like a Rome or a Naples in some
yeah,
more I
direction.
can feel the essence.
So I was pretty
He
comfortable.
just,
I was like, okay,
especially that event, just being there
sleep in the
whole
car,
3
you know?
days and not really
I
having
really
another
enjoyed
place
that
to go
event
them.
because it was really raw.
Yes.
And I felt the
I was
essence
with
of
people
Krump
the
there.
whole
And for
time.
me, Krump,
I was having
the less
conversations
organized it
with
is,
completely
the
different
more
people that
buck it
every
is. And
day.
the more I can feel the
I was
essence,
taking
you
so
know?
much input.
And for me, just,
And that gave
especially
me
that
a lot.
event, just being there the whole 3 days and not
We'll do
really
that
having
again
any
if you-
place to go.
I
in
feel
my
like with
room
like
or
street
something.
culture,
Yes.
that's
I
usually
was
the
with
case.
people the whole time.
Yeah,
I
was
feel like
having
that's part of the
conversations
reason
with
why we have a hard
completely
time
different
like
people there.
When it's
running a
too-
proper
when it's too
production.
beautiful,
And
when
I
it's too
was taking
beautiful,
so
it
much
doesn't
input.
feel like it feels
And
like
that gave me a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not right.
I would do that again if you.
But back to your love, like for Krump, what
usually the case.
when did you first came in
That's part
contact?
of the reason why we have a hard time like
When it's
running
too
a proper
when it's too
production.
beautiful, when it's too
Yeah,
beautiful,
solo.
it doesn't feel like it feels like this is too clean.
That was
Yeah.
the
It's too
same
clean.
event,
it's not-
this
it's
big
not right.
festival.
But yeah.
That was in 16, I guess,
like
or
for Krump,
15,
What
around that
when
time.
did you first came in contact?
And Jaya Solo was a judge during this event.
That was
I was
shout out to
competing
Jaya
in a
Solo.
solo competition.
that
I
was
brought-
same
I was
event,
all
this
on
big festival.
DMX, MOP,
2016,
Busta
I guess,
Rhymes. That was
or
my
15.
music.
That was your b-boy
Around
days.
that time.
I was that.
And
attack
Jaya Solo
b-boy.
was a judge during
I
this
was
event.
always
and
training on heavy type of.
I was competing in a solo
And
competition,
even my stand-up
and I
was,
brought.
was kind
I
of
was
really
all on DMX,
aggressive in that
MOP,
sense.
Busta Rhymes.
And I would use
that was
also,
my music.
That was your b-boy days.
Yeah, I was that attack b-boy, you know.
in the pocket.
I was always training on heavy type of
And then
beats.
he pulled me.
And
side
even
and
my
like,
stand-up
come on,
hip-hop
man.
was kind of really aggressive.
And funny
in that
enough, I
sense.
didn't know that.
And I would use also a lot the
1
the
year
walking
or
type of
2 years,
attack, you know,
no, that
so
was
it
after.
would be always here in the pocket somehow.
Just right after, I met also
And then he pulled
back then
me
Trust, now Mo
aside and was
Mowgli.
like, "Do you know Krump?"
And
What is that?
at that time, I
And
didn't
funny
really
enough, I
realize
didn't know that.
that was Krump.
What,
Because I
1
didn't
year
really have
or
many
2
interactions
years?
with
No,
him,
no,
but
that was
I
after.
did
So,
see
well,
a lot of the
just right after,
style.
I met
Was different
also
hip-hop and all
back then Trust. Now
But who
Mowgli.
really brought me into that was Jay.
And
And he was also
at that
my
time,
big
I didn't
homie.
really realize it that was Krump.
This one, yeah.
Because I didn't really have many
And
interactions
he
with him, but
gave me
I
the
did
basics
see a lot of
in
the
especially in
different
the
styles that
understanding.
It was different
He
from
was
hip
way
hop and
more
all
of
of
a big
that.
homie in terms
But
of
who really brought me
talking,
into that
introducing
was
stuff
Jay,
in the community,
and he was also
culture,
my big homie
into
for 4
how
years.
to
or something,
visualize
or more,
certain
yeah.
things or not,
And he gave
to
me
have
the
opinions
basics,
or not to have
in the
opinions.
especially in the
And to be
understanding.
also
He was way more of a
that
big
was
homie in the
very
terms
nice
of
thing that he gave me.
talking, introducing
because
yourself in
because
the
of that, I
community,
always
the
stayed out of
culture,
politics.
into
That it led me
how
to
to
enjoy
visualize certain things or not,
and maybe that's also a big
to
part
have
of it,
opinions or not to have opinions,
in it. Or
and to be also
But I don't
neutral.
really look
That
at
was a very nice thing that he gave me.
social media like I do
because
this
of
and
that, I
that. When
always
I
stayed
see you
out
at the
of
session, I
politics.
see you.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah, facts.
it led me
Well,
to
like
enjoy
that, but-
just, you know.
Yeah, after
And
that,
maybe that's also a big part of it. Why?
because
just
in the
it
same moment
for,
I
you know,
became his little
that I
homie,
don't really look at the
he started off his family.
the social media
Time
like I do this, I do
time
that.
for each
When I
other
see you at
was-
the session,
was
I
a
see you,
thing.
you know. That's-
Yeah.
So I suffered
Well,
from it
like
a
that,
little
but-
bit to not really have
Yeah, after that,
ready to be there.
because in the
Yeah,
same
couldn't
moment
do
I
anything
became his
about
little homie,
starting his family.
he
So
started
needed
off his family.
time
Yeah,
for
of
the
course,
real
yeah.
family, you know.
Time and time for
But
each
for
other
me, it
was
like,
a
I
thing.
need information, I need
So
this, I need that.
I suffered from it a little bit to not really
And
have always, you know, a big
so
homie that
started
was
just to travel and
ready
to
to
go
be
alone
there.
by myself.
Yeah, couldn't do
Different
anything
bands,
about it. He was starting his family, so
and
he
to
needed
get people
time for the real
outside.
family. You
That
know?
was very important.
But for me,
to
it
not
was
only
like, I
go
need
away,
information, I
travel
need
away,
this, I need
to
that, I
bring
need this.
people to my place and
And
to teach the people around me.
so started just to
create a
travel and to go
community.
alone by myself.
And one of the
to these
first things that I
different events
understood,
and
because I
different
was
things,
the only one
and to get
range of
people
400
to the
kilometers
south.
that was
And that was
Krump,
also for me very
that if I
important to
don't
not only
teach
go
this
away
little
and
thing
travel
that I
away,
know to
but
somebody,
bring people
I wouldn't
to
be
my
able to
place and
share
to
it
teach
with
the people around me
Yeah.
and to create
First I
a
felt,
community.
even though I said to
And
myself,
one of the
even though
first
I'm
things
not
that I
in a
understood,
position yet
because I
to
was
teach,
the only one
I'm not a
in
teacher.
a range of 400 kilometers that was doing
It's
Krump,
like, let me
that
give
if
at
I
least
don't
this
teach
information so that
this
we
little
can
thing that
reshare
I
it
know to somebody,
and build on top.
I wouldn't be able even to share it with
You know,
somebody.
so and that's
So
how I
even
started
though
to share
I said to
information,
myself,
and
even though I'm not
automatically
in
I
a
built my
position
fam.
yet to teach, I'm not
That's
a
how
teacher.
Lone Wolf Fam came.
Back then,
We were already a
I was like,
family.
let me
We
give
actually
at
were
least this
breaking.
information so that we can
So
reshare
it's
it,
just that I went into Krump
and build
way
on top
earlier
of
than
it.
them, and then
you know. So
Just follow that.
and that's how I started
but
to
yeah,
share
it's also like,
information, and
you
then
know, would
automatically
you
I
be
built
ready
my
to
fam.
teach if there's nobody else
That's
with
how
the
Lone Wolf
information?
Fam
Then
came.
kind of have
We were
to,
already a
teach
family.
yourself
We actually
and
were
already starting to
breaking through.
standings
like-
and all
So
of
it's
this.
just
Like,
that I
when
went
was
into
Tie Dye's
Krump
ready to
way
teach?
earlier than them.
When was Buddha Stretch ready
they
to
were
teach?
just
It's like,
doing it,
It
yeah,
was fun, you know.
Yes, sir.
It's
That's
also like when our
Yeah, that
we
was-
ready
that was
to
big
teach,
part of
there's
it,
Nobody else was giving the information. That
You
Having
kind
the
of
goal,
have to, you
wanting
know,
to
teach
build
yourself, and
something,
already
because
starting
I'm
to
originally
the
b-boy.
understandings and all of these
like
things.
when was was tie-dye ready
And
to teach.
I
bro.
got
Like, when we were
raised
stretching
by
Yeah, they were
teachers.
just doing, you know.
She
Yeah, yeah.
started
I
at
guess
the age
so.
of
I guess
6,
so.
and I was always in that
Yeah,
environment.
that was a big
Always
part
was
of
seeing
it.
a DJ, always was seeing a writer.
Having the
Always
goal
the
of
five
wanting to
elements
build
together,
something,
you know?
because I'm originally
And
b-boy,
that, unfortunately, it started to die
and
off.
I got raised
so I
by
told
breaking
myself,
battles, like literally. I
doesn't
started at
matter,
the
I
age
will
of
find an
6, and I
excuse
was
to
always in that
organize something
environment.
to
Always was seeing a
let these
DJ, always was
people
seeing a
again
writer,
be there.
always the five
Create
elements together, you know.
For a long time, that was
And
breaking.
that unfortunately
It
started to die off a
shift
little
to
bit.
something else.
So the
but-
arena
And so
was
I told myself,
No, the original
doesn't
actually,
matter, I will find
the
an
arena
excuse to
itself
organize
started as
something
a
to
Krump event.
let these people
With
meet
breaking
again,
aside,
be there.
that was
Let
was
create
that.
that. And
But
for a long
the
time, that was
first
breaking.
events that I did
and
at
it started to
the
shift,
farm of
shift
my
to something
parents,
else.
So the
but-
arena
put it
was
like this,
originally.
were breaking
No,
events.
the original actually
jams and stuff
the
like
arena
this.
itself
Always
started
trying
as
to
a
organize
Krump
parties.
event,
And
with
funny
breaking
enough,
aside.
I like
that
to
was
organize
that was that.
parties and
But
do these aggregation.
the first events
and
that I
have
did
these
at
communities all
the
together,
farm of my
and I like to
parents,
enjoy
let
them.
me put it like this,
Like,
were breaking
take my
events,
cocktail and then
were jams,
go
and stuff
aside
like
and
this.
just
So I was always
beauty
trying to
of
organize parties.
people being together.
And funny enough, I like
That's
to
one of the
organize
main reasons why I
parties
do
and
it
to
in
this
general for
aggregation of
street
people, and they
communities.
have these communities all together, and I like to enjoy them
yeah,
from
then
far.
for
You know, I
Krump
like
itself,
to take my cocktail and then go
I never
aside and
could
just enjoy the beauty
imagine
of
that I would find a
having the people
style
being
that
together,
would
you know.
enable me to express myself
That's
like
one
that.
of the main reasons why I do it
And
in general
it's
for
one
the
of
street communities.
this reason, because I really feel
And
natural.
yeah, then for Krump
State of
itself,
Krump.
I
That's
never
one,
could
and
have imagined that I would find a style that would enable me to express
I
myself
felt
like that.
even when I was
And there's one of
that
that's
I
the
always
biggest
had a
reason,
feeling
because I really feel
something
natural
more to it.
in the
Breaking some
state
directions
of
was
Krump.
Okay.
to express
That's one, and
hip hop was too cool.
I felt
me.
that even when I was
And,
breaking,
Krump just open
that
up,
I
you know,
always had a
like
feeling
raw explosions,
Raw,
emotion.
more
Yeah,
to it,
raw,
and
and
breaking in some directions
that's
was
the
limited.
street contemporary
express
almost.
different
You can see it
emotions,
from
and
another perspective from the
Hip hop was
theatrical.
too
That's
cool,
the crazy
for me.
stuff.
and
You can
yeah,
do so
Krump
many
just open up, you
Yeah,
know,
certain
like
freedom that you
Raw explosions.
raw,
reason
just
why I
raw,
appreciate it so
and
much.
I
And
could.
because
That's the
can use
street
it so
contemporary
good on
almost. If you see it from another
any type
perspective,
of
from the
dance
theatrical,
and
that's
music
the
style.
crazy stuff.
Any type of setting is it?
You can do so
performance
many
setting?
things.
Is it a battle?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
a
a certain
showcase?
freedom that you have. Also,
Is it
that's
a
another
kids
reason
show?
why I appreciate
Is
it
it
so much.
anything? You can
And
have
because
so many
you can use
directions
it so
that-
good on
it's-
any type of dance,
That's just for the dance side.
music style, any type of setting. Is it a
Just next to
performance
that,
setting? Is it a battle? Is it
the
a
talking.
showcase?
yeah.
Is it
The
a
part of
kids
the
show?
talking,
Is it anything? You can have
that makes
so
it
many directions with that. Yeah,
little-
Helps
That's
you
just
like
for
get
the
through
dance side.
certain things that you
Oh.
feel like you wouldn't have come
Just next to
so
that,
easily past if you had
you're talking.
that Krump.
And the part of the talking
It's
that makes it
that was something.
even, a little bit more for me.
Does it help you like get through
can I say?
certain things?
Oh,
that you feel,
It feels
feel
like,
you wouldn't have
it's a
come
rapper
that
so
Yeah.
easily past if you hadn't.
That's how I feel when it's Krump.
Definitely, definitely.
It's like you want to
It's,
speak out the words, but you can't speak them.
That was something.
Embody them, you know, and
How can I say?
that's why I feel
It feels like
Krump
it's a
is
rapper that
raw
can't speak.
stuff with it. I feel like
That's how I feel when it's Krump.
because it works for them.
Feels like you want to speak
very
out the
literal.
words, but you can't speak them
Means
really out, and that's why you start to.
And
Embody
the
them,
same
you know,
reason why it
and
works so well with theater.
That's why I
Direct,
feel comfortable also
talks to
releasing a lot of
has
stuff.
clear messages.
And I feel like also
And
this is one of the main reasons
The whole
because it
style
works for a
is
lot of
made
people.
out of statements.
It's very literal in what it means and what it
That,
wants to
yeah.
do, you know.
Big time.
And are the same
I have to
reason why
say,
it works so well.
honestly,
with
it is a
theater.
lot
It's
dance,
direct.
and now
It talks to you, you know. Has
I'm
clear
realizing how
messages.
much is also the dance. But
And
originally,
the whole style
I have
is
to
made
put
out
it
of
more in a
statements.
fan based.
So
Why I started,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was also the music.
big time. And
I couldn't resist the
but I have to
music.
say,
It's hard
honestly,
to.
it is a lot of dance.
I
and now
can't
I'm-
stay still, man. I don't listen to Krump music
now
in the
I'm
car.
realizing how
It's
much
something.
It's
yeah.
dangerous, bro.
It's dangerous.
Originally, if I have to think it more in a
So true.
fan
like,
based.
and
Why I started, I
as it
think
was for
also
breaking
the
the
music.
music back then, it was
couldn't
also
resist the
Krump
music.
because and I was listening to
It-
DMX, Busta
I can't
Rhymes,
stay still, man.
MOP,
I don't listen to Krump music in the car either.
It's something,
It's
yeah.
dangerous,
It's
bro.
Kid
dangerous.
Squad. That was it.
So true, like,
What is that?
and as it
felt
was
like
for breaking
shaking the
the
whole
music
building.
back then, it was also for Krump because again I was listening to DMX,
There's
Busta Rhymes,
so many reasons
MOP.
for it. But I think
When I was starting,
now maybe
yeah,
it
J
connects
Squad. I
everything
think
with
was
the
the
breaking
first.
and how I got
It was
raised
heavy. Wow,
and everything.
what is
why
that?
I like
Felt
so
like
much also
shaking the whole building. You know?
From. It's because
Yeah, I don't know.
right now I
There's
feel like
so many
part
reasons
of
and more, but I
breaking
think, and now maybe it
style
connects
is
everything with the breaking and how I got raised and
certain
everything why
Yeah,
I like so
is
much also
keeping it
the
underground
whole community of Krump.
for a
It's
lot of
because
stuff. And of course you have the mainstream.
right now I feel
yeah.
like
Also
part
just
of
the way they
breaking
like battle.
The way the
It's
social
style
it's
that is
still
keeping
the
it really
same.
street.
as it
I wouldn't say
was.
aggression, but just the same
Certain
type of energy.
occasions, I
Like I
feel
really
like
I'm battling
that
because
is keeping it
I
under-
beef
I
with you
wanna
right now.
battle with you.
For
Yeah,
a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
And I
of
feel like
course you have the
Krump has
mainstream,
that as well.
Yeah,
also-
and it will
also just the-
slowly change
the
like
way they,
everything,
like,
of
battle.
course. But I feel
The
like still
way
there
the
is a lot of
social-
It's
honesty in
still
that.
the same.
Because I
as
feel
I
like
wouldn't
Krump
say
you can't
aggression,
lie.
but just the same type
Yeah,
of energy. Like I really
Like you
have,
really
I'm
see
battling
if
you.
you don't mean
If
I
your
wanna
character
battle
not
with
there,
you.
your character
Yeah,
not
yeah,
there,
exactly.
bro.
And I feel
You
like
can
I feel
all
like
of
Krump
all
has
the
that as well.
fancy
Yeah,
moves,
and
bro.
it
You can
will
dance like
slowly change,
sniper
like, if you
and
don't mean it,
tight
of
eyes
course,
and
but I
deep
feel like still there
combined.
is a lot of
All three of
honesty
their
in that.
bodies,
Because I feel like
bro.
with Krump you
all
It
that
can't
doesn't.
finesse,
There's
man.
nothing, bro.
like
nothing
you really
there.
see
So
if
I
you
feel
don't
like
mean
If
that.
your character not there, your
It's
character not
that.
there, bro.
You cannot lie
all
around.
resonates
All the
with my
fancy
childhood
moves, bro. You can dance
in
like
being this
sniper
But if you
and,
don't
and
mean it,
tight eyes
raw
and deep
beefy
combined in all three
b-boy
of their bodies.
environment. Almost not
Bro,
healthy.
all
Yeah.
that
doesn't
I'm not
finesse,
saying
no,
it was
nothing,
good,
bro.
but
Nothing there.
yeah,
So I
that
feel
kind of
like
resonates. But it is because it is so aggressive.
that
in the dance, it is more respectful.
kind of resonates with my childhood.
I feel like it's
in
very
being
similar to
this
sparring.
really actually
When you
raw,
spar with somebody,
beefy, and
it's like
b-boy
after respect,
environment.
which is different.
Almost not healthy.
I
Yeah.
feel the same.
I'm
with
not
Krump.
saying it was good,
That's
but
why it's also
yeah, that
so
kind of
community
resonates.
based,
And but
because
it
after
is
the
because it
people
is
battle
so
each other, they
aggressive
have
in
a
the
certain
dance. It is
connection.
more respectful and after.
that's a big
Yeah.
thing also.
I feel like it's very similar to sparring. When you spar with
I'm
somebody,
just trying to
there's that
collect
after
them all.
respect that is just different.
Would you say
And I
it's
feel the
more
same with Krump,
important
and I feel
to
like that's why it's
have
also
your
so
spiritual
community-based,
side
because
show,
after people battle
or
each other, they have a certain connection.
or equally or more important
That's a
to
big
like
thing
have the
also.
dance in your system, like
Many
say the
reasons.
muscle memory, the
I'm just
language.
trying to collect them all.
It depends for me the
Yeah.
occasion.
Would you say it's more important to
It depends.
have your
Okay, say
spiritual
say
side
for
show
a session
or
and the battle.
more, or
Okay,
equally
for a
or more
session,
important to like have the dance
I would give more space
in
to
your
the
system, like say the muscle memory, the language.
Yeah, I would more give.
It depends
space
for me the
to my
occasion.
Storytelling.
To be honest,
To
it
just
depends.
open up
Okay,
my.
say
story.
for a session and the battle.
In a battle,
Okay,
I
for
can
a
get
session,
emotional, but
I would give
not
more
in the
space to
way
the
that you
emotion.
would imagine that, like because not an
Yeah, I would
opening
more
up.
give
Yeah.
More
space
like
to
I'm
my
battling you, I get
storytelling
emotional about that.
and to just
More like that.
open up my.
Yeah, in the battle,
story.
it's more about
In a battle, I
And
can
that's
get
better.
emotional, but
who can deliver.
not in the way that you would
And it
imagine.
sounds
That, like,
really
it's not an opening up.
rough, and
It's
that
more
sounds
like
like
I'm
dance.
battling you, I get
It's really
emotional
subjective
about that.
question.
It's more like that.
But I think that comes from
Yeah, in the
breaking
battle,
perspective.
it's
Can you do that?
it's more
better
about
than mine.
who can dance
Uh,
better in
that's-
that sense.
That a lot in
Who
my
can
mind.
deliver it more, you
If I
know.
think of a battle,
And it sounds really
but it is
rough in
changing
that sense. Who
also
can
because
dance better, you know. It's
sometimes
really a
I'm
subjective
starting to
question
change a
and all
little
that,
bit my
you know.
perspective into
But I think that
battles,
comes from the
and to have
breaking
that
perspective
less
again, you know.
Yeah.
Can you do
into
that
this,
better than mine?
but have that also a little bit
So I
more
have
chill.
that a
and
lot in
see,
my
and
mind.
because I'm curious
If I
what
think
that
of a
can
battle,
bring.
but
It can bring
it is changing also because
So yeah,
sometimes
still open
I'm
to
starting to
different,
change a
mindsets
little
for
bit my
battle, but
perspective into
battle I'm
battles
quite like
and
that.
to have that
My
less
opponent, I have to
into this
analyze
and
you,
have
see
that also a
how,
little bit
what
more
you're
chill
what you're throwing at
and
me,
see, and because I'm
and
curious
we
what
throw
that
that
can
at you
bring, you know,
better for me.
because it can bring different results. I
Yeah.
guess.
And call out
So yeah,
for
still
me
open
is
to
the
different
combination
mindsets for battles, but for battle I'm quite like,
yeah.
you're my opponent. I
because
have
you
to
don't have a time limit.
analyze you,
time
see
limit,
well,
you don't have
what
an
you're
opponent.
what you're
So
throwing at
you
me.
can
Yeah.
bring your
and
story there.
re-throw
I feel
that
like
at you. And
you have
better
space for
form
that.
and stuff.
And then also depending on the kind
Yeah.
of call out, like
And call out for me.
Gotta
Yeah,
call
of
out from the
course.
block
Yeah,
out. That's
yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
that's different
Yeah,
than a call
yeah.
out like, bro,
Yeah,
you stepped
because
on
you
my
don't have
toe
the
and I
time
beef
limit.
with you right
Time
now.
Yeah,
limit,
although
you
that's
know,
different. That's different.
So you can
But
bring
again,
your story there. I feel like
like-
you have space for that.
Krump gives you all
also
of this,
depending on the kind
all
of
these
call out,
different
like
aspects.
we got
Yeah,
call
of
out
course.
from the
Yeah,
blockout, that's
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
That's different than a call out like, bro,
Yeah,
you
beef
stepped on
and
my
shit.
toe and I
No.
have beef with you right now.
Yeah, although that's different. That's different,
though.
definitely.
I have
But
to
again,
add also
like,
one of
I
the
feel like
reasons why I like
Krump gives you all of this, you know,
do the
all these
effort of
different
doing back and
aspects.
forth
I
with
mean,
Italy and the
obviously the other
Netherlands is
styles,
because
we
one
don't
way I
have a
felt
problem
always
about
guilty for leaving my
That's,
country.
I think, the beauty about that.
I can see
You know,
that.
and leaving the South because it's already a place where
I
a
have
lot
to
of young
add
people
also
leave
that one of the main
and
reasons
don't
why I
give it to
Because you live at like more
do the effort of
countryside.
doing
Yeah,
back
it's all
and
of it,
forth
yeah,
with
super
Italy and the
countryside.
Netherlands is because
there are some places where
in
there are
one
villages
way I
that
felt
are
always guilty for leaving my country.
literally no
You
people
know, and
living.
leaving the South, and
empty
because
villages.
it's already a place where a lot of
So
young people
in that
leave
sense,
and don't
I
give
felt
it to
also a lot of
you
our
live in, like,
music,
more
or a lot of our reggae
countryside.
music
yeah, it's all
talks
like
about
super
that
countryside. And
nation.
there are some places
Not
where there are
leaving
villages that are how do you
country
say,
or do it because of
literally no
the
people
better
living in these
future and all of
villages.
that.
Empty villages.
So my concept was always about
So in that sense,
let me go.
I
so
felt
that I
also
can
a
bring
lot of
back,
our
we
music,
can
or a lot
build
of our
more.
reggae music talks
That was
about
always
that,
my idea,
immigration
but I
and all
felt
of
like I
that.
could not
To
do
not
that
leave
in a black and white way.
your country,
I had
or
to keep on doing
you
that
do
the
it
whole
because
time.
of the better future and all of that.
Otherwise, it wouldn't really.
So my concept was always about
like all of a sudden.
let me go
So,
so that I
yeah,
can bring
that's
back and we
big
can build more.
And
So that was always my
I think
idea,
this whole
but I
mindset,
felt like
this
I could not do
vibe
that in a black
really
and white
resonates
way.
also with me as
I had to
a
keep
being.
on doing that the whole
Resonate
time.
with you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't really build.
You know,
It would
not
just be
necessarily
like all of a sudden.
nationalists say I'm talking about.
So yeah, that's a big reason I think, and
should always
I
protect
think this
themselves.
whole mindset and this whole vibe really resonates also with me as a human being. Also,
Because you already also really feel like it
with
needs to
your
be in your like
country.
your
Not necessarily nationalists
or
say.
city,
I'm talking
or
about more culture.
where you live, like
You
in
know, like
My idea, you
need
talk
to
about.
grow over
always
there. Like you
protected in
feel
some
like
ways,
you feel like you need
So,
to
yeah.
inspire more people over
Yeah.
there, or
Yeah,
you feel
I
like
feel
there
like
needs to
there
be
is
more
potential.
attention.
Because you already also
I mean,
really
there
feel
is
like it needs to
potential,
be
one,
in your, like your
Because
your
Southern
city
people have a
or
certain temper
place where you live.
and a
like, it
certain
needs to be-
tension, and
My idea,
that
you talking
really
about
works
over
with
there,
Krump,
like
to
you
be
feel,
honest.
like do you feel like you need to
And
inspire more
overall
people
in
over there?
Italy,
Or do you
Yeah,
feel
I
like
feel like
things
there
are
is
starting
potential
your attention?
also.
really move.
I mean, there is
And
potential. One,
I have to say,
because Southern people have a
Arena
certain
was a big
temper
contribution.
and a certain tension,
it started
and
off with
that
the
really works
first
with
year
Krump, to be honest.
Corona,
And
which is, you know, the
overall in
crush for
Italy,
crash for a lot of things.
things are starting
And
to really
the
move.
location of my parents,
And
which is this
I have to
touristic
say,
village, enabled safe
Arena
distance
was a
and
big
everything that you
contribution to
needed
that,
to have
because
multiple
it
people
started
there
off
and have
with
an
the
event.
was the first year
So we were lucky
Corona,
enough to have
and
the
that
place,
was, which
and
is
we
you
were
know
like,
the crush for
what
crash for a lot of things.
everything will be.
And the
And that
location
year,
of my parents,
that
which
was
is
the
this
start, and
touristic village,
The fact that
enabled
people could
safe
stay
distance
for
and everything
4
that you
days
needed to have
all
multiple people
together,
there and have an
have
event.
breakfast,
So we were
lunch,
lucky enough
have the barbecue,
to have the place,
session,
and we were like,
rest,
you know what, for this year,
you
we'll
know,
do
go to
everything
the
for free.
beach and have pictures,
And
have
that year,
memories.
that was a start.
That
And
created a base
the
for
fact that
community.
people could stay for
And
4
The
days
battle was not
all
important
together,
anymore. Who won?
have
Who
breakfast,
lost?
do
was
lunch,
just
have
the
the
excuse to be
barbecue, do
there.
the session,
And
rest.
But I
you know,
remember
go to
from
the
that
beach
year, the
and
first
have
year,
pictures,
people
have
were
memories.
labbing until 4.
That created a base
Crazy
for
stuff,
community.
really crazy. Just because they
And
loved so much this
the battle was
natural
not important
environment,
anymore.
because
Who
it's in the
won,
middle
who
of
lost.
nature.
It was just
And
the excuse to
That's
be
another
there.
part of me that has a
And
lot. Like, I love
what I
animals,
remember
love
from
nature,
that year, the
love
first year,
forest.
people were,
So I would like
were
to
labbing
also
until 4.
show the people
Like
this combination of
crazy
dance and
stuff,
being
really
in
crazy,
nature.
just because they loved so much this
And how to
natural
recharge and
environment, because it's
battle
in the
at the
middle
same
of
time,
nature.
but have a nice
And
experience.
that's another part of me
Part of
that
that
is a lot. Like I
is
love
really the
animals,
fact that
I love
people have the
nature,
time
love
to
the farm, of
connect.
course.
A lot of
So I would
times we
like
go
to
to
also
events,
show the people
battle,
this
go
combination
to do
of
the
dance
pre-selection,
and being in the
not
nature.
even
and
through.
stuff like this,
Sometimes you're like,
and how to recharge and
you shouldn't do that,
battle at
and
the
also
same
there,
time,
you
but
know, I
have a
try
nice
to be
experience.
disciplined
Part
and
of
be
that
respectful.
Is
To
really
be
the
there
fact that
if you
people
don't
have
have
the
something
time to
important to
connect.
do.
A lot of times we go to events, we
I
battle,
noticed that
we go to do the pre-selection.
doing these
You're not
events,
even through sometimes. You're
the
like,
beautiful moments are in these
you
breaks.
shouldn't do that. And also
Everybody
there,
is
you know, I try
outside
to be always
randomly
disciplined and be
jamming,
respectful and
talking
to
about
be
something,
there if you
talking
don't have
about
something
the
important to do,
session,
of
battle
course.
and stuff.
But
That's
I
the real
noticed
sauce, I feel
that
like, of the event.
during these events,
And
the beautiful moments
when
are
I
in
was
these
organizing
breaks.
mine, I felt like I need
Everybody
to
is
expand
outside
that.
and
So that's why multiple days.
randomly
I
jamming
have no
or
excuse
talking
now.
about
Stay.
something.
Yeah,
So, you
Talking
know,
about
they have to
session or
interact,
battle
and
and
even if
stuff.
there will be beef, there
That's
is
the
time
real
to
sauce, I
squash,
feel like, of
squash
the
it off,
event.
you know. So
yeah.
And
I hope that's a
When
good
I was
ground.
organizing mine, I felt
feel
like
like
I
it's
need
a
to
good ground.
expand that.
Yeah,
So that's
but
why
now
I
that we're on
multiple
the
days.
topic, let's
So
talk
people have no
about
excuse
more
then
about
to
the
stay.
arena.
Yeah.
Because this is my first
You
year
have to
that I'm
interact,
coming.
and even if there
you're
will be
gonna be
beef,
a
there is time to squash it off.
I'm gonna be like a media
mediator.
this,
Right? You
that's
say
a
it
good
also.
ground.
No, mediator is when somebody
Hopefully.
is in between two parties trying to direct conversation. No, I'm just gonna be like the media person. I'm coming
you're gonna
for
be a
Hiphopcore.
how you
Also,
say
we're
it?
going to Italy to
Mediator,
record and
right?
interview
You say
some
it
people
also?
there.
No,
Just have more social attraction to the arena, of
True.
which you already talked about a little what the mission or like the purpose is
mission,
of
media.
being there, and also what I got from last year, because I have to admit I was actually planning on coming last year, and I also told him I was coming last year, but I couldn't make it unfortunately. And then I saw everybody's stories, and everybody was there having fun. They was doing these trips to the beach and whatever, and then the battles also in this like really like
Last
year, what do you say?
I told him I was
True.
coming last year.
what's
But
the big
I couldn't make it,
gladiator building in
unfortunately, and
Italy?
then I saw everybody's
the
stories.
Colosseum.
The Colosseum. It was
There
looking
having
like a
fun, they was
Colosseum.
doing these
It's
trips
and
to the
it's
Yeah.
a
beach
Greek
and
theater.
whatever. And then the battles also in this like
There's
really
an
like
amphitheater and this is
how
a
do you
theater.
say,
It's just an open theater stone
what's the
made out of
big
stone.
gladiator
I have to thank my
building
dad
in
for
Italy?
that.
It's
Still
the
is.
Colosseum.
The
The
In
Colosseum.
Rome,
It
yeah.
was looking like a
And he
Colosseum.
built that by himself.
It's a Greek theater.
He's like one of those type of people that likes
Yeah,
to play with
there's an
stones as they
amphitheater
would
and
be
there's a
Lego.
theater. It's just the open theater stone made out of stone.
That's,
I have to thank my dad for that.
gonna be something this year. I feel like it's a step up.
Absolutely.
Actually, every year is a step up.
And he built that by
biggest
himself with
thing
the
was
three other
also
workers.
last
He's
year
like one of
because
those type
it was
of
the
people
first time
that
we had
likes to
3
play with
judges and we
stones
had
as
the
they
big
would be
homie
Lego.
Wes.
Just built.
Shout out.
But yeah,
And
that's
that was
gonna be
that was a
something
nice
this year. I
event.
feel like
Also,
it's a step
lot
up.
of Dutch
Actually,
people
every
there.
year has been a step up. But
And
the biggest I
also,
have to say was
There
also
was a new
last year because it was the first time we
community
had
from
3
Florence
judges and
also
we
coming
had
up.
big homie Quest. Shout
This
out.
year again. It'll
And
be really interesting.
that was
having
a
the lineup
nice
with
event.
Kitty,
Also, a lot of
Chosen, Echo.
Dutch people there.
I feel like it's something
And
very,
also,
very interesting to
There was
see.
a new
Especially for the
community
share the
from
workshops,
Florence also
what
coming
the
up.
type of dancers they are.
And this year again, it will be
The
really interesting having
interesting
the
part
lineup
is
with
gonna
Kitty,
be the
Chosen, and Echo.
Call out day.
I feel like
Because
that's
we're
something
not
very,
gonna
very
organize
interesting to see,
probably
especially for the
typical call out
information
like
that they were going to share at the
versus one or
workshops,
something
Yeah.
like
the
this.
type of dancers they are.
We're programming a team battle.
I feel like. And
It's just gonna be
interesting
team
part this year is going to be
And I
the
don't
call
think
out day
I'm gonna put
because
a
we're
limit
not
of
going to
people.
organize probably.
And I don't think I'm gonna
typical
put a
call-out,
limit of
like,
rounds. Just a limit of
something like
time.
this.
And we're just
programming
gonna
a team.
We're gonna see what happens.
But
That sounds.
it's just
That
gonna
sounds
be
bug.
I
Man,
think
that
it's gonna
sounds
be
really
national.
bug.
yeah.
Yes,
I
wow.
don't think I'm
Gonna be
going to put
interesting,
a
very
limit of
interesting.
people.
No, I'm gonna be in that
And I don't
lineup.
think I'm
Goddamn.
gonna put a limit
That's
of
not a
rounds.
limit of people.
Just
I'm
a
in
limit
that
of
lineup
time.
for sure.
And we're just gonna.
You're gonna
We're gonna
see
see
me
what happens.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sounds,
on that floor,
that
also
sounds fun.
participating.
I think that's
That
gonna
sounds
be
Yeah,
really
this is
bug.
also
Yeah.
the pre-selection is the
Yeah,
same day.
It's gonna be
And it's
interesting,
gonna
very
be
interesting.
probably a
No,
top
I'm gonna be in
24.
that lineup.
Hey,
So
let's
today,
go.
That's
Let's
not a
go.
limit of people.
That's where you're gonna
For
step in.
sure.
We're gonna interview then the
You're
people
gonna
that are
see
through.
me
Yeah.
Hey.
on that floor also
So what do
participating.
you wish?
Hey, yeah, this is also the pre-selection is the same day.
Yeah, man. Gonna make these people feel like
Be a-
superstars, man.
Probably a
Watch.
top 24.
It's
So
a
that's
two-day
and
tournament?
I feel like
Yes,
that's also
and that's where you're gonna
way
step in.
to
You're gonna interview then
take
the
in
people that are
each
through.
the event.
You're gonna
Since
ask
we
them,
are there for 4
so what do
days,
you envision
why
for
not
you
split it up
tomorrow in
to
the
really
match?
take in?
Yeah, man. Gonna make these people feel like superstars.
And we don't
man.
have
Why?
time splits.
So that and
is the
I feel
2v2
like that's
also still
also
thing?
a good way
it's,
to
on the Sunday. during the main
take in.
It's the same
each
judges
part
or
of the
something?
event.
Yeah, there will
Since
be
we
a
are
arena
there for 4 days,
a house dancer.
why not split it up and really
and
take in the
who
pre-selection?
was it again?
To
Kitty
really take in, and then we don't have time stress.
Jeff?
You know?
Jeff.
Popper.
No,
Ah,
Jeff,
yeah.
my God.
Also.
That's
I
why.
guess that's how
I've
it's gonna
been
give
hanging
it
out
work.
because we've been hanging out so much with Jeff and Lorena. And
Yeah,
Jeff,
there will be
I'm programming
Moreno.
him for
He's a
next
house
year.
dancer.
Ah,
I have that was already there because
What was
then
it again? Kitty.
whatever.
and,
Lorena.
Jeff?
Lorena.
Jeff.
Popper.
No, Jeff.
The
My God.
judge.
That's why
guess that's how it's
I've been
gonna
hanging
give it
out
work.
because we've been hanging out so much with Jeff and Lorena.
That's gonna be
And
interesting.
Jeff, I'm programming him for next year.
Because 2 versus 3.
I have a lot. I was
I
already
feel like
because then
old style
whatever. Lorena.
actually
Lorena
be also
is
DJ
gonna
in
be the other judge.
I can't wait to see it
really,
because
really dope dancer, and that's
even
gonna
though
be
I
interesting.
will know
That's gonna
what
be
type of dancers
because
will be
2
there.
versus 2.
I will
I
play
feel
the
like
genres, but
all
I
style,
want to also test them to bring back some
especially
type of
I'm
genres
built
and
to
also
DJing
bring
that.
some new stuff.
I can't wait to see
And
it because I want
yeah,
to test the
that's
dancers.
a classic.
You
I
know?
would say the
Even
old
though
style.
I will know
Just,
what type of
you know,
dancers there will be
also a
there.
chance to hear out all the
I
good
will
music.
play their genres, but I want to also test them and to
Is
bring
there, and you
back
also
some
have an idea
type
of
of
like
genres and
what
also bring
countries
in some
or
new
what people
stuff.
from what countries are
Oh yeah,
interested in coming?
yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
can imagine like Echo
That's a
bringing some
classic, I would
people,
say, the
like
old
some
style.
Dutchies
Yeah,
might be
Just to-
coming.
Just,
And
also a
then
chance to hear out all the
I
good
heard you
music.
say
I
about
feel
maybe
like
Belgium
Yes,
coming.
yes, we will have
And you also have an idea
Belgium.
of like what countries
UK,
or what people from what countries are
Oh, yeah.
interested in
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
Because I can
Spain.
imagine like Echo bringing some
Need to
people,
hear
like
still from
some
France,
to
Dutchies
be
might be
honest.
coming.
And
Then
yeah,
I heard you say
maybe
about
also some
maybe
few
Belgium.
people.
Yes,
from
yes,
the
we will
Netherlands.
have Belgium.
Been at the last, I
We
think.
have
Is
UK.
it then the most international
Probably
This year,
arena
I
has
heard
ever been?
somebody from Spain. I need to hear still from France,
Especially
to be
with the
honest.
connection that I made with Quake.
And
Absolutely.
yeah,
And Sosa.
maybe also some a few people
Yeah.
also still from the Netherlands.
It's gonna be
They will
very
pop in at
international.
the last, I think.
That's why I
Then
really
the most
I
international.
felt that it was
This year,
important
yeah,
to give
has ever been.
more
Yeah, this year, yes,
space, more
definitely.
slots. That's why top
Definitely,
24
especially with
to
the connection
enable
that I made
also
with
the Italian
Quake.
people, even the level
Absolutely.
higher,
And
to
Sosa.
still gain their experience.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's very important. You know,
It's going to be very
lose a lot.
international. That's why I
high level
really
dancers.
I felt that it was
really-
important to
As
give
an event,
more
you really have to watch out
space,
for
more
them.
slots. That's why top
Too much
24
of people from
to
other
enable.
countries. Like
Hey,
it's
otherwise
okay that
people,
somebody
even
comes
though
from
the
another
level
country
gets
and
higher,
just shreds the
to
whole
still get
battle.
Yeah,
right.
But if you
I
know
feel like that's
you have
very
to give your
important, you
people
know,
a
to
chance to
lose a
climb
lot.
up,
At least to participate.
Yeah,
and
participate.
around.
If your
really
country is
Yeah,
still
as an event,
building
you
their
really
their
have to
skill and their
offer,
level,
like,
that's okay. But
too
yeah,
much of people from other
Some
countries. Like,
Hey,
it's
otherwise-
okay that
Yeah,
somebody
that
comes
always
from
has
another
to
country
be
and
balanced
just shreds the
because-
whole.
Yeah, right.
If it
But
becomes
if you
the
know
only
you have to
international
give your
event,
people a
like,
chance to climb up.
At least to participate, you
To
don't have a
participate
round.
if your
That
country is
if-
still
if it
building
will
their,
happen,
their
then
skill
yeah,
and their
then
level,
we'll
that's
try to
okay.
work
But yeah,
something
then
still.
some people come there. that's
Something
tough.
new. That
Yeah,
already
it always
have
has to
something
be
that
the balance because
it's not rare.
if it becomes the only international event, it's
and
like,
then for
okay,
some
still
people
dope,
that may watch
that
this
means
that
people really like
maybe
it.
heard that
But
maybe
then
heard
if it
of
will
the
happen
arena
at
or
that
never
point,
heard
I
of the
think I will
arena,
try to
can you
organize
give
something
like a
and
sort of day-to-day
something
Oh,
new
yes.
then. I already haven't planned something. but
explanation on how
it's
this
not rare,
event
but the
will
moment
play out?
it
Definitely.
will come, it will come.
So
And then for some people,
it will
that
be
may
from the
watch
31st
this,
to the 3rd of
maybe
August,
maybe
and
heard
we will have
of the arena or never
every
heard of
day.
the arena.
We have
Can you
almost
give
yeah,
like
I
a
think
sort of day
almost
to
every day
day,
there will
Oh,
be a
yes.
Krump workshop. Starting
explanation
off
on how
with
this
J.R.
event
Lone
will-
Wolf, he will do
will play out.
Krump choreography.
Definitely. So
Then the day after
it
there
will be
is
from the
me
31st
teaching,
to the 3rd of
then there
August,
is the
and we will have
popping workshop,
every day,
and
we'll
then we
almost,
have
yeah, I think
fire
almost
spitting
every day there
workshop.
will be a Krump workshop.
Fire
So,
spitting
Starting off
workshop.
with
Yeah,
J.R.
that's
Lone Wolf,
something,
who will do
because
Krump choreography.
In my fam, I have
Then
circus
the day
artists
after
too.
there's me teaching,
And
then
in my
there is
company,
the
we all have this whole connection.
pumping workshop.
We're all
And then
Krumpers.
we have
Then we
fire
have some
spitting
circus
workshop.
artists, and all
Fire
sound
spitting
dancers, and
workshop.
try to
Yeah,
bring it
that's
all together.
something,
Then we
because
try to bring that all
in my
together
fam,
very
I
well.
have
Yeah.
So we
circus
thought to
artists
bring
too.
a
And
fireworks.
in my company, we all
Fire
have this whole
workshop.
connection.
Yeah, so we will be having
We're
sticks
all
and
Krumpers.
stuff you can play around.
Now we have
and-
some circus
Now, is it-
artists
is it
and then
legal in India?
all-round dancers, and we try to bring we try to bring
Qual è
that
il problema
also for
qua?
the
Oh?
event.
Like,
We
bro,
thought
like
to
try
bring
to do
that.
that over here, bro. Try.
Hey, no
Yeah,
worries,
so
no
we'll
worries.
be having sticks and
everything.
stuff you can play
So yeah,
around.
I can't wait for that. To be
Learn
honest,
again. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward. To that. And
Qual è il problema qua?
Like try to do that over here, bro. Try.
Hey, no worries, no worries.
covers that are based on
So yeah, that
a
I
little
can't
bit
wait
of
for that.
research
To be
that I had
honest,
that bring Fonties, which was
I'm really looking
folklore.
forward for that one.
And what is folklore?
And right after that, we're gonna
What are
have
we
the
doing
show.
now?
There will be a premiere from my company, Briganti,
How we will see it.
which is a company that are based on
A lot.
a
and
little
I like
bit the
to
research
combine
that I had
a lot of
during Fonties, which was folklore,
type of folk
and
cultures
what is folklore,
find their
and
meeting
what are we
points
doing now? Maybe
together
that will
and
be
then show
folklore
that
in the
either
future,
with music.
how we will see it.
Then again,
And different
circus art,
roots a lot, and
every
I like
year
to
we have a
combine
different
a lot
version
of
of
different different type of
and
folk
hopefully we bring
cultures,
this also to the
and to
Netherlands.
find their
Really dope to do
meeting points and to
planning
bring
to
them
do that.
together and to show that either with live
And
music
after
or
that,
digital
We're gonna
then
enjoy
again
the
with
relax zone. It's a
circus
place
art,
that we're gonna enjoy a
Krump,
lot,
and
I
all
guess.
that.
Okay.
And
There's
every
a lot
year
of
we have a
hang mats.
different version
There's
of
gonna
how
be
we represent
barbecue.
this.
We're gonna have
And
the
hopefully we bring this also to the Netherlands.
video
It'd be
projector
really dope
playing
to do
some
that.
old school
Planning
battles.
to do that.
And then we have the bar.
And after that,
That's, I think, for a lot
we're
of
gonna
people,
enjoy
a
the
favorite
relax
place.
zone. It's a place that
Be
you're
there.
gonna enjoy a lot, I guess.
And then day
There's
after
a lot of
again,
hang
then we'll
mats.
have,
There's gonna be
if I'm
barbecue.
not wrong,
We're gonna have
we have Kitty and Echo.
the video projector
And
playing
then-
some old school battles, and then we have the
I
bar.
remember.
So that's, I think, for a lot of
Then
people,
we
their
have the
favorite
team
place
battle,
to be there.
pre-selection.
And then
Day
day
after,
after again, then we will have,
the switch
if I'm
room,
not
we have
wrong,
Heels,
we have
Wacky,
Kitty
and
and Echo.
House workshop,
And
and then
then-
we have Chosen.
Somebody else,
And-
I don't remember.
Then we're gonna have
And then we have the team battle, the
top 16
pre-selection.
with the 4 guests.
Day after,
Because from the
again,
top
we will
24
have
we'll have
a switch of
12
who we have
battles.
Heels, Whacking, and
then
House
plus 4
workshop, and then we have Chosen.
And this will all be in time.
And
The
then
guests,
we're gonna have
no,
the main event.
actually not.
It's gonna be the top 16
And
with the 4 guests.
then it still
because
stays
from
with
the
the
top
last day, which
24
is
we'll have
Sunday. Depends for
12
some people gonna
competitors
already
at
go.
the end.
But
And
what is
then
planned there
plus
is
4, we
we're
have
gonna
then
go
the 16.
everybody together to the
And this
beach.
will all be a time.
We come after, we have the main
The
session,
guests,
and then we're gonna
no,
come talk.
actually not.
First.
Actually
No,
not.
just to finish it up.
And
beautiful.
then it still stays
And
with
yeah,
the
I
last
hope
day, which is Sunday. Depends
more
for
or
some
less
people
that
that
I
already
fit
go.
all the
But
necessities
what is
for a
planned there
situation
is
like
we're
this.
gonna go everybody
And yeah,
together to the
I
beach.
really can't wait. But I
We
have
come
a lot
after,
of
we
work.
have the main session.
Also
and then we
going
have
the
Krump,
17th already
of course.
down,
You know,
17th
just
of
to
June.
finish it up.
Already back to
beautiful.
Italy.
And
So
yeah,
a lot of work to do some
more or
digging.
less that I fit
to
all
bring
the
some water, some
necessities for a
electricity.
situation like this.
But hey, it's
Yeah,
all worth it.
I really can't
All
wait,
worth
but I
it.
have a lot of work to
All
do.
worth it because
Also
I tell
going
you,
the
arena
17th already.
is just the
down
beginning for
17th of
something
June.
bigger.
Already back to
It's,
Italy. To have a lot of work,
the whole
to do
place
some digging,
that is now hosting
to bring
the
some
arena.
water, some electricity.
I'm trying to slowly transform it
But hey, it's all
into
worth it.
a
It's all worth
place
it.
where people can do
All worth it
artistic
because
retreats.
I tell you, arena
They can come with their company.
is just the beginning
They
for
will
something
have
bigger.
a studio. They have a
It's,
sort of outdoor gym.
That
They
whole
have
place
natural
that
food.
is now hosting the
They have
arena.
some personal trainers.
I'm trying to slowly
all
transform it
different,
into
aspects that
a place
are
where people
necessary
can
for a
do
company.
artistic retreats.
Not only for dance
They
companies,
can come
also
with their
for
company.
writers or
They will
all
have a
types
studio.
of
They have a sort of
artists.
outdoor gym.
And
They have natural
because I
food.
feel like
They have
it's
some personal
a
trainers.
good
All different
good way to
aspects that
create this
are
place,
necessary for a company.
art center,
And not only for dance companies,
not
also
only for the local
writers,
scene, but
for
also
all types
international
of
at the same time.
artists.
So to keep things going,
Because I feel like
keep
it's a good way to
activate people.
create this
you know.
place as
influence.
this art center.
But that's the
But not
long
only for
term
the local scene, but
project.
also
And
international.
it starts with
at the
this
same
year
time.
with doing a studio.
That's how to
Hopefully
keep
we'll have a
things
studio.
Going, to how to keep
Yeah, slowly
say,
we create this center. We'll also planning to have a
activate people.
studio room like this where we can
Influence.
record. Planning to
But
have
that's
a
the long-term project.
photography room.
Yeah, it starts with this year with doing a studio.
With also-
Hopefully we'll have a studio.
Yeah,
And
we'll see. We're
yeah,
just
slowly
moving, so
we create this center.
Just
We're
moving to Italy.
also planning to have a
Yeah.
studio room like this where we can record. Planning to have
I can't
a
wait, man. I'm really looking forward to
photography
come.
room.
I hope you'll come
Jody,
as well.
she's doing a
So
lot into it also.
any information you go to
This is,
your
yeah.
Instagram
We'll see.
and get
We're-
to the
we're just
Arena
moving it.
SC.
Just moving
Yeah,
to
man,
Italy.
you'll find all the information.
Yeah. That's big one.
Really
That's
worth
big
it. And we'll find that out on the 31st of August. August 31st of July. My bad. My bad. The 31st of July
Arena
going
FC.
into the 3rd of August.
Yeah, that's the part. But yeah, and it will always stay. If you can make it this year, we'll always usually stay the first weekend of August.
Yeah, not
August 31st of July. My bad. The 31st of July going into the 3rd of August.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So,
the part that's always
just
tricky.
2 weeks ago,
But yeah,
when we were
and it
recording
will
this,
always stay.
was
If you can make it this year,
already
we'll
talked a
always
little
usually
bit
stay the first
about it
weekend
on
of
the way
August.
over here,
Mostly it's always that time.
but I
period.
still want to bring it
Period.
up. So, what are your thoughts on your whole experience of Illest this year, 2025?
Just 2
Oh,
weeks ago,
it was
so when we were recording
different
this, was
experience.
Illest, and we already talked a little
From a
bit
dancer
about
perspective,
it on the way over here. But I still want to bring it
Brackets,
up.
dope experience. Cool.
So, what
Every
are
time
your
I go to
thoughts
the Illest,
on your
I'm
whole
back
experience of Illest
told
this
you.
year,
Yeah.
2025?
And
Oh, there was
different reasons.
a different experience.
Dancer perspective.
As from a dancer
Also,
perspective as a human being.
just an observer also of
Brackets,
that.
dope experience
Sounds
as
fun.
usual for me. Every time I go to the
Yeah,
Illest, I come
I
back
really
changed,
enjoyed it.
as I told
It
you.
was the first time that
And
I
for
did not
different
have to pay
reasons,
something, and
dancer
like in terms
perspective,
of hotel and stay.
Oh yeah, you guys
Yeah,
because of the
also
behind the
behind,
decision. Yeah.
just an
Shout out to
observer also
Raymond.
of dance.
I was so that was
to
not the car
understand
sleep
stuff.
time.
And
But
yeah,
yeah, that was.
I really enjoyed it. And that
No, I
was the
really
first
enjoyed it.
time that
Really
I did
enjoyed
not
it,
have to
especially
pay
because
for
I was trying
something,
to be
and
active
like in terms of
within the
hotel and
sessions.
stay. Because I was with
That's
behind,
one of the things that I like the most.
Shout out to
from the
Raymond.
Illest.
I was so that was not the car sleep time.
Also with my pre-selection, even
But
though
yeah, that
some
was.
things happened,
No, I really enjoyed it. I
basically
really
at the
enjoyed
right
it,
time.
especially because I was trying to be
I still
active
was happy that I
always
did
in the
it,
sessions
because
in the evenings, and
used
that's
to be
one of
so
the things that I like the most. In the
happy
Illest.
for that, and now I know
And
where to go.
also with my pre-selection, even though some things happened,
Yeah,
you know,
for the rest,
trip
I really enjoyed the
wasn't
battle.
pacing it at the right time.
I really could not.
I
say
still was
anything.
happy that I didn't do
Session
other
making.
stuff that I
It
used to
wasn't
do.
really a
So
battle that I was like,
happy for that, and
Good
now we
decision.
know what's the
your
next
decision,
goal,
not really
the next focus point,
part of that.
and
Yeah,
for the rest, I
yeah.
really enjoyed the battle.
Surprise that we had at the end.
And
Yeah, the part of when.
Style
Yeah.
really could not say anything. Also,
won't
for
talk
the
about
decision
it,
making, I think.
But
But
yeah,
wasn't
it was
really
it
a
was
battle,
unfortunate.
it was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's just it's a
weird decision, not
But
really.
for the rest,
Part
no,
of
I
that.
couldn't really argue.
Yeah, the big
really
surprise that we
enjoying
had at the end.
Being
the
a fan,
part of
like
it,
that's
yeah.
one of those events
We'll
where
talk about it.
you really
Yeah,
can
yeah,
be a
but-
fan.
It was unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah,
Even though
but
if
it's just
there's a competitor
just
that's so
unfortunate. That's
big,
all. But for the rest,
become really
no, I
a fan.
couldn't really
Yeah,
argue about
bro.
anything, and I was really enjoying,
I enjoyed it.
you know, being a fan.
And it's
Like that's
funny,
one of the
and that
those
says
events
how
where
much I
you
like
really can
Krump,
be a fan.
and especially the
I feel
Illest.
like even though
Because of the
if
Illest,
you're
I've
there
been
as a
already 3
competitor,
times
it's
in
so
Paris.
big that you become a
I haven't
really
seen
fan
anything
in
else from
everything.
Paris.
So
I haven't
Yeah, I
seen the
enjoyed
Tour
it.
Eiffel, like
and
haven't
it's
seen
funny,
all of that. Like
and that says how much.
I've
I like
realized
Krump.
that just now.
And especially
I've
the
been there
Illest.
3 times.
Because of the Illest, I've been
That's-
already 3
That's
times in
funny.
Paris.
That's funny.
I haven't seen anything else from Paris.
I think I have to go to
I
Paris.
haven't seen the Tour Eiffel, like I haven't seen all of that.
Not
Like,
only La Villette.
that's
No,
I've
yeah,
realized that just
funny.
now.
Yeah, no, me
I've
neither.
been
But
there
it was
3
my
times,
first
but-
time, so yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's not that.
That's funny.
Paris was a
Oh,
whole
yeah.
whole experience, man.
No, I think I have to go
Like
to
what you
Paris
said,
to
bro.
visit, but
Everybody that went through
Not only La Villette.
came in
Only La
hot,
Villette,
came in
it's
dope.
funny.
I learned a lot from a lot of
But it was
people.
my first time, so
Also,
Damn.
looking at
Not
like
that
the
weird,
level of
actually,
people
but yeah,
that
no,
got
Paris
through.
was a whole-
Not to
whole
offend anybody, of
experience,
course,
man.
but I felt like I
like
was
what you said, bro,
able
everybody
to
that
Too far
be
away.
in
went
the. I wasn't that far as I
came in
used to
hot,
be.
came in dope.
So it was a good feeling, and I immediately, when I was
Also,
done with my
looking at,
round, I
like,
knew
the
actually
level
what I
of
needed to
people
work
that
on,
got
and
through.
people actually
And
underestimate
really
that
close, and I
sometimes, and
felt
we
like
I
I
actually
was
talked about it at
able
the
to-
Illest
Too
with
far away.
somebody. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
for
wasn't-
sure.
I
Oh yeah, it
wasn't
was
that far as
Jordi,
I
Endeavor,
used to
and
be.
Kais, Mirage.
So it was a good
We talked about
feeling.
like doing a pre-selection or doing a battle is actually a practice of its own. It's not just the competition.
It's
If
a
yeah,
thing of it, absolutely.
if you want to do like a competition, like this is part of the practice. You can't prepare yourself for the level of stress, the eyes that's on you. You're gonna feel the unpreparedness of the music you get. Yeah, just the judgy feeling.
It's
You
the thing
feel
of
like
it,
people just
absolutely.
If you want to do like a
like the
competition,
judges are always gonna be like still unless you do something really
prepare
crazy.
yourself for the level of stress.
So that
eyes
yeah,
you're gonna
so
feel,
and also like
You have to get used
I
to
feel
it.
that now that
unpreparedness
like
of the music you
lower
get,
level battles,
yeah,
like
just the
with less
judgy feeling.
experience,
You
if
feel like
I
people just staring at
participate
you
in those
thinking,
battles,
yeah,
I'd be
yeah,
less
yeah,
nervous
yeah.
and
Feel like
anxious
still
than
unless you do
when I
something
did my
really, really
pre-selection in
crazy.
Illest or EBS. Like there,
So
you
that's
already
the
feel
fish.
for yourself
So,
like a
and
different
also
kind
like I feel that now that
like
like
of pressure you feel for
lower
yourself
level
for wanting to
battles,
participate.
like, people
Also,
with
if
less
I would have made the
experience,
pre-selection, I
if
probably would have
participate
felt a
in those
little bit
battles, I'm less
anxious in my
nervous
stomach,
than
just because you
when I
know,
did my
okay, now I have to
pre-selection in
deliver,
Illest or EBS,
because people
like
think
that.
I'm really
You
dope now
already
because
feel
I'm one of
yourself
the
like a
28
different
people out
kind
of the
of,
400 that participated that made it through.
pressure you feel for
So
yourself wanting to
yeah, you really have
participate.
to deal with it. But
Also,
no,
if
that
I
was-
would have
yeah,
made the
really
pre-selection, I
was-
probably would have felt a little bit.
Also, I
anxious
already
about
said
it, just because
the
you
video
know,
I
okay,
made
now I have
about
to deliver.
Illest
Because
is
people
coming
think I'm
online
really
soon,
dope
but
now.
Yeah,
some
yeah,
winners
yeah.
need to
28
learn
people out of the
that
400
people that move a lot
participated,
need air conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
Because that theater room at the second day was so freaking hot.
Also, I already
Nah,
said
that was illegal.
I wasn't even in the lineup, but I was sweating like I was.
Nah,
I was sweating like I was in the top
Before,
16, man.
that people that move a lot.
That
with
was
air
not
conditioning,
funny.
yeah.
There's also
because
like
that
they cut it
theater
out.
room
Yo.
at the
Also
second day
like,
was so
he passed
freaking
out
hot.
That's why
at the end of his
Nah,
round.
that
Like
was
I wasn't,
illegal.
I
passed
wasn't
out
even
at
in the lineup, but I was
his
sweating
last
like I
round.
was.
Nah, that
because it was
sweating
so
like I
hot.
in
It
the
was
top
like
16,
giving
man.
everything. Yeah, it was just like
That
giving
was
everything.
not-
It was
that
3,
was
2,
not funny.
1.
There's also like why they
Yeah,
cut it
but
out.
the
way
man.
he held that, I
Also
felt like he was
like
feeling it
the-
already.
Oh,
passed
yeah,
out.
but that's why
I
was
think he felt it
like,
already
He
twice.
passed out.
Hey, yo,
He just kept
And it was
going.
last round.
D, shout out to D,
because it
man.
was so
We
hot. It
criot
was
that
like
day,
giving
but
everything. Yeah.
he
It's
shout
like
out to
giving
D, man.
everything.
He's
It
a
was
real
3, 2,
warrior.
1.
But
I was
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
It was
Hey,
very
he held that.
slow.
I felt like
he
he was
didn't tap
feeling
out,
it
no,
already
bro,
before.
he's used to it, bro. He's
He
from
felt like
Senegal,
when he
man.
went
down,
Yeah,
he's
he's used to
and
that
then
like
he just
environment,
He
bro.
just kept going,
But still, no, bro. These
That
like
was
you
so
had
sick.
Paradiso. I don't
Shout
care
out
what
to D,
room
man.
you
He's a
is.
real warrior.
If you have dances in there or
hot.
club
It was
nights,
very
have
slow,
air
right?
conditioning because
He
this
didn't
shit
tap out,
is
no,
not
bro.
fun.
Bro, he's used
That's
to it,
why
bro.
I
He's
have
from
open
Senegal.
theater,
He's-
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
used to that like
Yeah.
environment, bro.
That's it.
But still,
Yeah,
no,
with
bro.
the
These
time, like,
but I was really
Popular,
there.
Yeah,
Paradiso,
started
I don't
6,
care
that's
what
what you
room
do.
you in.
Have
If
the
you have
sun
dances in
out.
there or club nights, have air conditioning because this shit is not fun.
Yeah, that's why I have an open theater, you know? I have to deal with that.
That's better. It's just
The other side is
I have to deal with the time. Like, I cannot start too
you
early.
have those
Yeah.
Actually, if I start at 6, it's
Yeah,
already
yeah,
it's
of course.
colder.
You have the sun peeking down.
Yeah, but it's also just like,
Mamma mia.
or like just
Yeah,
ventilation.
it's something. But yeah, I feel like
in
on
fresh
the other
air
side
in
is,
general, like I
safer
wouldn't
for
say
the
like if
injuries,
it's 20
though.
degrees in there,
When
go to
you have
15. I
those
say if
situations
it's
when it's
20, go
warmer.
maybe.
Because when it's
A little
colder,
bit.
All the
you
people
get
are in
injuries.
one
Yeah,
spot.
but it's also
Yeah,
just
because
like,
first
or
when I
like
came
just,
into there, I
just
started like
ventilation,
like
just
really
air.
high
In
on like the
fresh
seating,
air in general,
but I
like, I
could
wouldn't
not
say, like,
sit
if
there. I
it's
was
high,
going
you go
crazy.
to
The
15.
lower
Yeah,
was
it's
better,
20,
but
go
still
maybe
was
18.
so hot.
Because
a
we're already
little
then, all the people are in one spot. You know?
Funny
Yeah,
thing,
but
the day
because
before
first,
is
first when I came into
Yeah.
there, I
If the day
started
before is
like,
you get your ears
really
cut.
high,
I
like
was,
seating,
bro, I
but
was
I
so
could not sit there. I was
overstimulated when I
really
came out of
hard.
there. I really
Lower
needed
was
to
better, but
take
still
a second,
was
like,
so hot.
Feel like
Yeah,
your chest vibrates.
But
Yeah, and then also
funny
when you
thing,
go
the day
outside, 'cause,
before
like,
is your ears.
outside is like your brain doesn't
The
understand that
day
it's
before,
quiet.
you get your ears.
It's
cut
really,
off.
really
Oh,
weird.
bass.
Yeah, really
I was
weird walk home.
Stimulated when I came out of there. I really needed to.
You feel like
Take a
in your
second.
That's
belly
for me also.
You feel like
Yeah,
When I think of
chest
Illest, I have
vibrates
these
everything.
things.
Yeah, then also when you go outside, it's like
Extra
outside, it's like your
bass,
brain
you know,
doesn't
high
understand.
No,
It's
yeah.
quiet.
Especially that
It's
pre-selection
really,
environment.
really weird. Yeah, really
Yeah, it's a tough
Where am
environment.
weird walk home.
I don't. I would like to go also to some other events. in
But that's
France.
for me also.
It is not the
When I
Illest,
think of
I wanna
Illest,
see
I
it.
have these things in my mind.
Yeah.
These
I have the same type of
extra
pressure.
bass, you know, high pressure, especially that pre-selection
I'm
environment.
curious about that.
Yeah, it's a tough environment.
The
and
Illest is also
I
really
don't-
like good.
I
They
would like
pick,
to
a
go
really
also
good
to some
location.
other events
because
in
everything
France
is in the same
that is
park.
not the
Next to
Illest,
there's
and I wanna
like
see if it's
hotels,
the
and I
same.
book my hotel.
You know, if it's the
from
same
that
type
park,
of
it's
pressure
stupid.
and it's really
But-
French people.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
it's
that was
the
actually
Illest.
stupid. But they
I'm
actually
curious
and
about
the,
that.
also like
I would like to
the
figure
session,
that out.
a
Yeah,
night
this is
session
also
place
really
that
like
they
yeah,
have really
they pick
not
like a
bothering
really good
anybody.
location.
Not
There's-
very
everything
much
is in the
people
same
wanna
park.
go
Next to
past
there's like
there.
hotels.
And
There's
there's
like
a lot
book
of
my
space.
hotel 15
Yeah.
minutes from that park.
It's a good
That's
thing.
stupid. But
It's a perfect.
yeah, yeah, that was actually stupid. But they
Makes
actually
it quite
and the, also
street.
like the
It's
session,
quite
a night session place that they
Yeah,
have really
that
not
was-
bothering anybody. Not very
What
much.
would you
people
say
wanna
that's
go
like
past
a
there.
difference
And there's
between
a lot of space.
like the Illest
Literally,
and
that's a good thing.
and
Nah,
yes,
it's a
what would
perfect
what would be a
environment over
big
there.
difference?
Makes it quite street.
I felt more
makes
comfortable
it
with it.
quite free. Yeah.
Comfortable? How?
I don't know.
good one, it's a good
Maybe I
event.
was
And what would you say that's
I can
like
also-
a difference
because
between
before
like
the Illest
Illest
now,
and,
literally coming out of
and EBS?
Mm.
What would be a
that
big
was really
difference be for you?
better art.
between-
I felt more comfortable with the EBS.
2 weeks, so I wasn't really focused.
I don't know. Maybe I was
Maybe I
also
felt that more because of
prepared.
that,
That can also be.
and
Because
maybe
before
because
the Illest now was
EBS now
literally
when I
coming out
went,
of
they
the
did the outdoor
company
selection.
So
Oh
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
really.
last year
I'm
was
really
different, of
comfortable
course.
with that.
Yeah,
I
it
really
was,
like that.
yeah,
Last
me
2 weeks.
neither.
So
you
I
didn't
wasn't
like
really
that?
focused
No,
on that.
I didn't like it
And maybe
because
I felt it
I
more
feel
because
like
of that.
because you also
And
really felt
maybe
the difference
because
when
at
we were outside
EBS,
and
now
when we
when I
were under the
went, they
bridge.
did the outdoor
You already
pre-selection.
felt the difference because
And I'm
I
really
feel like
comfortable with that.
dance
And I
in
really like
general
that.
or like Krump
No, you didn't
specifically,
like that.
No,
it's
only I
okay
didn't
to
like
be
it
in like
because
big
I
theaters
feel
like
like
you were at
Can be
if you
you
felt,
cannot
Illest,
if you
lose it.
also
but we
really
need to
felt the
be
difference when
filled
we were
up.
outside
It
and when
needs
we
to
were
be like
under
a
the
tight
bridge.
space where the energy
Yes,
is
You
like
already felt the
true.
difference
just held.
because I feel
Because
like
otherwise
dance in
I feel like
general
yeah the
or
energy
like
just
Krump
flies over and everybody
specifically,
was just
it's
kind of at a
okay to be in like
distance you
big
couldn't
yeah,
get
theaters
on
like you
stage
were
It can
at
and
be,
then
the
you
like
cannot
you've
Illest,
lose
also
it.
been
but
at
we need to be
editions at like Don's
filled
house.
up.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
needs to
No,
be like a
no.
tight
Oh,
space
so
where
are you
the
going
energy
are you
is
going
like
this year or
Yeah, well,
just
okay
held.
then you'll feel the
Because
difference because
otherwise,
then
I
at the
feel like
pre-selection
the
you'll be
energy
I've been
flies
there for
over and
another
everybody
type
was
of
just
battle.
in Don's
kind
house
of
yeah,
at a
yeah, but then like
distance. You
the
couldn't get on
like
stage.
the
And then like you
I don't know,
also
like
been
the
at
small,
the
yeah, just the
editions at
smaller
like Don's house.
pre-selection day.
Was
No.
different. You
How
feel it.
how that
Are you going?
energy is
Are you going this
compacted,
year?
but
Yeah,
even
Okay,
definitely.
when
then
the
you'll feel
theater
the
room
difference
is
because then
filled
at the
up,
pre-selection you'll
But
in
I've
be
Don's
been
house,
there
it's
for
already
another
different.
type of
Other
battle.
one.
in Don's house.
Yeah,
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 because you
yeah.
had the
Like
seats like really far
like
from the stage, and then
I
you
don't know,
had
like
like
small,
the
just a
stage, and
smaller
that was just
That's the
like
round
But it's
stage.
different.
then
You
the
feel
round
it.
stage,
how
and
that
then
energy is
everybody's really
compacted, but
close, and then
even
it's also really
when
like
the
the tight
theater
up.
room is filled up at
Yeah,
Don's house, it's already different
definitely.
than the other
Then you
one.
would feel
Yeah, I
Because you
imagine.
had the
maybe
seats like
because
really far
it was
from the
this open
stage,
space.
and then you
Yeah.
had like
I
the
felt
stage,
less
and that was
pressure.
just
Yeah,
like
there's the round
Less
stage.
pressure.
That
you had the
one.
round stage,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah.
everybody's really
It was
close, and
this
then
big
it's also
stage.
really like
I
the
like to
tight
travel a lot,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
dance.
yeah.
That was also
Yeah,
part of it.
definitely.
No, I enjoyed it.
Then you would
But
feel more
your
pressure.
question was
Maybe
comparison
because
between
it was this open space,
yeah,
I felt less pressure.
less pressure.
I feel like
But maybe because of that, and
for
it
EBS,
was
you
this big stage, and I like to travel a lot in my dance.
Okay.
Air was also part of it. No, I
Oh,
enjoyed it. But your question was the comparison between Illest and
has
EBS.
to be
Oof.
on point, and I feel like
I feel
Illest,
like
you have the chance
for EBS you have to be
to
more
go through,
technical
even if you don't have an A in all the aspects.
in
If
all
not
the
elite,
directions.
aspects.
Yeah, because it's a bigger pool of people that
Yeah,
go to
it
the
has to be
pre-selection.
Yeah, nah.
on point, and I feel like
For the start, I feel like
Illest you have the chance
Illest, if you have like
to go
better,
through even if you don't have
maybe
an A in all the aspects. If you're not
Character.
elite in all the
Yeah.
aspects. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
because it's a bigger pool
can
of
make it
people that
through
go
with
to the pre-selection.
that's
Yeah,
the thing.
man. Also,
Yeah, I feel
for
like
the start, I feel like
Or the artistic side.
yeah,
Illest, if you have
so.
like good get off and
Yeah.
maybe you have your
Illest,
treat
it has to
Yeah.
be mean something.
character and get
I
off,
feel like a
you
little
can
bit
make
is
it
that.
through. I feel like if that's your
It's
thing,
always matchups.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's
More
Yeah.
the artistic side.
Everything.
yeah.
But
I think
yeah,
so.
and maybe
Because
when I
who is
see
the
and I
Illest, right?
compare
Yeah.
like,
Illest, it has to be
yeah.
mean something, I guess. And I feel like
some aspects,
a little bit is
Rougher
that.
in what
rough
way?
or raw.
But yeah, it's always matchups. I feel like
Is it in the
always at end of
dancers
the
or
day.
like just
Yeah,
the
Really
environment?
determines
total?
everything. But yeah, and maybe when I see and I compare,
Yes,
I feel like
to me,
Illest is a little bit more rougher
the
in
stadium.
some aspects.
It's,
Rougher and
Rough, more raw, I think. What I want to say.
As in the dancers or like just the environment in
I
total?
think both.
that's
think
that's how
both.
I had it in mind.
And
when
EBS
I was beginning
feels to
and getting
me
into Krump and seeing all the different events,
the stadium.
watching all the
This
footage.
is, the main.
This is what thing that I was getting also because of that
It feels
bigger
like
stage that EBS had, that circular stage, makes it so
That's
particular.
how I had it in mind
I think it makes it
when
different.
I was beginning and getting into
because
Krump and seeing all the
Illest
different
didn't
events
just
and just
now went
watching
theater.
all the footage and everything.
Used to be always
This was the
other
thing that I was getting also because of that
Because the
bigger
first
stage
years
that
that I've been
EBS
there,
had, that circular stage,
was not in the
makes it
theater.
so particular.
It was in
I think
a
it makes it
specific
different.
location.
Because Illest did
okay.
just now
that
went to the
environment,
theater.
very
It used to be always in the
is.
other, in the
It's
pavilion.
very
I
like
think.
it's
Because the
round,
first year that I've been
every
there,
people, you feel a
was
certain
not
And,
pressure.
and that's the same tight environment I
it
feel
was
at
in
like the
that one
first day
specific
Yeah, at
location
Don's
we did the
house.
pre-selection.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
it's about the same because it's really
And that
it's
environment
actually too small.
very specific.
Kind of.
It is.
Actually too
That-
small,
that-
kind
Very,
of,
like,
and
it's
that's why
very-
it's
it's
such
round.
a
You have
pressure in the
everywhere
room.
people, you feel a
because
certain
that-
pressure.
And that's the
Outdoor
same tight
experience,
environment I feel at like the first
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
compared
I thought you went before.
Okay,
but-
yeah.
It's,
okay.
it's about the
not.
same
It's a
because it's
funny
really
thing, I don't know
it's
why,
actually too
But
small.
I think always
Oh,
because
oh,
doing
Actually
that
too
period,
small,
that is-
kinda, and that's why it's such a. pressure in the
was
room.
always
You know?
Maybe
September.
because I had the outdoor experience, I cannot really then
Yeah,
really
yeah,
compare
I
these
thought
two.
you went
No,
before.
this year again,
No, EBS
EBS will
not.
like it
So,
be
funny thing,
like
I don't know
Illest
why,
actually just being
but
in
I
the
think
same
always
place.
because during that
So
period I
you
had
can book your
exams, I
hotel.
had something, the
I
initial
booked my hotel
exams
for EBS
start off
near
is always
Tan's
during
house.
September.
Yeah, and
Not
then it
knowing
wasn't.
I had to be at two separate
And
then it
locations that
became
was
hard.
so
exams.
much further in
Now
Düsseldorf.
this year
Mein
again,
Gott, was
EBS
soll
will
das?
like it be like
Was soll
realistically
das?
just being
I
in
did
the
not,
same
I did
place.
not expect that, but yeah.
So you can
But
book your
yeah, that was
hotel
different
easier, 'cause
circumstances.
I
But
booked
this
my
year,
hotel for EBS
for sure, will be
near
different.
Tan's house.
Yeah,
can
and
I
then it
do
Knowing
wasn't.
I had to be at two
Will there be
separate
some-
Then
locations that was
yeah.
so much further in
A
Düsseldorf.
big
Mein
event?
Gott, was soll das? Was soll das?
I did
No,
not-
just
I
here in the
did
Netherlands,
not
we have
expect
freedom,
that,
of course, this
But
weekend,
yeah,
but
that
the
was
podcast
different
won't be out
circumstances.
until
This
then.
year, for sure will be different.
We have
I can't wait for
culture.
that. Can't wait. But will
No,
there be
I
used
think-
to be freedom during that time?
Yeah, and
big event?
Cheza Street is just
really.
2-3 weeks
No,
before
just
that.
here in the Netherlands, we have
In
freedom, of
Belgium,
course.
I
This
don't know if
weekend,
they
but
also
the
do
podcast
an
will be
EBS
out
qualifier for that because they did it last year already for this year.
culture.
And Deep is the
No,
There used to be
qualified,
freedom
dancer.
during that time.
Already
Yeah,
pre-selected
and,
for a
uh,
year.
Yeah,
That's
already
something, yeah.
preset, bro.
Just,
Have you seen that battle, bro?
2-3 weeks before
That
that.
was
In
uh,
Belgium.
Quest
I don't
against.
know if they also do
Yeah,
an
of course,
EBS
I've seen it.
qualifier.
Yeah,
For that
yeah,
because
yeah.
they did it last year already for this year. And Deepest qualified.
Something. I
dancer.
don't remember.
You're
what I
already
said
pre-selected for a year.
Yeah,
That's
you already
something.
preset, bro.
Yeah,
Have
but
you
I
seen
was-
that battle, bro?
No, actually,
That
what was
I
it?
was surprised that of
Quest
the
against
outcome. I thought it was
Yeah, of course, I've seen that.
initially
Yeah.
some Elias or something like this.
yeah. I also thought it was
Ah,
close. I
something.
actually don't
I
know
don't remember
what
what
the
I
votes
said back
were.
then.
I don't know if they
I mean,
published
yeah.
that even.
Yeah, but
I think they just called out the winner.
I was surprised
Wait, yeah,
of the
no.
outcome. I thought it was.
I
But
was
no,
surprised.
there was a close
Initially
one. I
a
can't
very
remember. That
at
was
least
so.
something.
That's what I appreciate. No
but
matter
I
who
also
wins,
thought it was
they made a
close.
moment.
I actually don't know.
That's-
what they
Especially
It's
that
about it.
semifinal. I
Yeah, I
already
don't know
talked
if
about it
I
on the
mean,
last
I don't know.
podcast
I
about this
they-
battle,
I
but
think
that
they just
semifinal
called
was
out the winner.
crazy
Yeah.
last year.
But
That
yeah.
Quest gave the Joker.
I
that
was a
signature
boy.
That
move,
was a
bro.
close one. I can
Very
say.
interesting battle. Like that's what I appreciate. No matter who wins,
I'm gonna
they
rewatch
made a
that.
moment. That's it was
Especially that
about it.
semifinal. I already
Remember
talked about
that.
it on the last podcast about
was
this battle,
fun.
but that semifinal was crazy.
I always
last
liked
year. That Quest
the
gave
Quest
Joker that
dance
signature
anyway.
move,
Yeah.
bro.
I actually battled the
Hey,
Joker.
dope information.
I'm gonna rewatch that
Just
again.
again.
Yeah, true.
Big time.
I
Because he
remember
was
now.
last year the judge
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch
at
that
the
one.
arena.
Yeah. I always like to
happy
go
about
see
it.
Quest dance anyway, so
Yeah.
dope. Hey, dope information anyway that he
What
gives.
battle do you
We need to
was,
just again shout out.
Was the dopest at the
Big time, because he was last year the judge.
Oh,
the
out of
arena.
all of them,
Okay, what was your favorite?
People were so happy about his workshop. Really so.
I really
What battle
like.
do you think was the dopest at the Illest?
I really liked No Scope versus Deep.
Oh, out of all of them,
I feel always
what was
like
your
when
favorite?
brothers
Let me put it like
clash
this.
in a battle, they just
Yeah, it's different.
want to overdo each other so much in like a
really
fun
like-
supporting way that it just brings out the best in them. Same
really
for the
like,
finals, but I
No
feel
Scope
like
versus
it,
Deep.
also because it was so hot in there, they
I
were
feel
just
always
both
like when brothers
kind of
clash
fatigued. Yeah, so
battle,
it wasn't
they
their
just
Yeah, it's different.
wanna
best
overdo
rounds,
each other so
but
much
I felt
in
the
like
same energy.
a fun supporting way
But
that it just brings out the best in
I
them.
also
Same for the finals, but I feel
hard.
like it,
Oh, I
also
like,
because it was so hot in there, they were just
I
both
forgot
Done.
his name.
kind of fatigued.
Under-
Yeah, so
under-
it
under
wasn't
Deep.
their best
who went
best
against
rounds,
Benio
but I
with the
felt the
first
same
game.
energy.
Ah, yeah, so that battle.
That
whoa.
battle, because
I
I
also-
actually thought that he got it, not
Same.
Big Me, because
Hard.
I
I like.
that's just what
But
I
he
thought.
put it past, yeah.
But-
his name.
no,
He's
yeah,
under.
it was a close one, I can-
Under deep.
Wasn't weird, but
We went together.
that was one of my favorites because they're
Ah, yeah, so that
same
battle, yeah.
style.
That
kinda
battle,
like
because
That was
I actually thought that he got it, not
jumping
Big Me,
around,
'cause
just
I-
doing the extra.
Yeah, that's just what
thought
I
he put it
thought.
past, yeah.
But
Yeah,
no,
for the rest of
yeah,
most of
it was a
them
close
on
one,
the
I
first
so
day,
it
I
wasn't
kind
weird,
of
but
predicted. the
That,
winners.
that was one of my favorites because they're both like
When-
the same style,
yeah, I
kind
kinda
of like
predicted
the
the ones, and then
athleticism,
on the
Yeah,
final,
jumping
also
around,
jumping around,
the
just
girls'
doing the
finals.
extra.
Yeah,
That was my favorite.
Yeah,
What was
for
it?
the rest of
Girls
most of
Slam
them, on
and
the
Lady
first day, I
Twigs.
kind of
Wow,
predicted
that
the
was they
winners,
went
kind
at it.
They- The moment she did like
Yeah,
the
and
hat,
predicted the ones.
Nah.
And then
Nah,
on
bro, that was
also
that was the
girls'
best
finals.
response. Like
But
either
that
she
was
could
my
have
favorite.
gotten like girls slam,
Was
dropped
it
her
girls
cap,
slam
and then dropped her
Ladies
cap again, and
Twix?
then tried to
That
grab
was
Lady
Yeah,
Twix's
that was
cap.
the
And that was
The
like,
moment
bro,
she did
no,
like,
that's too much. Like
the
if
hat,
you like
Nah,
crashing
yeah,
is
that
one
was the
yeah,
that
it
can
was
happen,
the
it's
best
cool, but like
response.
it's not like
either
you
she
crash
could
it
have
3
gotten
times
like
and then
girl
she
slam,
just came.
dropped her
And you
I
go
was like,
attack.
and then
maybe
drop her
she's
cap
just gonna
again,
do
and then try
a
to
simple
grab
cap trick.
Lady
Yeah,
Twix's
that was
cap.
just
show
And
like,
that
okay, I
was
can do a
like,
cap trick.
nah,
And she was
no,
like,
that's
nah.
too much. Like if you like,
And then you have to also
crashing is
deliver,
one thing.
yeah,
and
Can
then
happen.
deliver
It's cool,
on
but
that
it's
on that
not
dance,
like
but she
crashing
just
3
came
times,
in
and then
so.
she just came.
Then you
I
go
was like,
attack.
So
maybe
on-
she's
on
just gonna
point,
do
yeah,
a
exactly.
simple cap trick or something just
And
to
the emotion
show like,
really
okay, I
came.
can do a
I can
cap
do
trick.
it.
But she
Yeah.
was like, nah. And
And
then you have to also
felt like
deliver, you have to
that was-
deliver
that was,
on that
yeah.
dance, but she just came in so
Yeah,
Emotion
yeah,
was
so
amazing.
on point, yeah,
That
exactly.
was really on point.
And also
And then the emotion really came out.
Silent
'Cause I
versus
felt
P
like
Sepek.
for
top
a
16.
that was
long time I felt
why
I couldn't
that as a
see
top
through the
16
emotion
battle, like,
because of the
Bro,
cap.
yeah,
that
bro.
was
You know?
like one of the
And then when
finals.
she left it off,
Yeah,
you see
Yeah,
really
yeah.
could have
emotion
been.
in
That
her
was
face.
that was crazy one. And
go.
also
Let's
for
go.
the kids
Also,
even on the first day,
Silent
bro, I'm
versus
so
P
bad at
Sepek.
names, but
Oh,
now Prince
top 16.
Sniper.
That was
Right, then
why
it was
that
Baby
as a top
Sniper
16
against the
battle.
girl with the
Bro,
yellow
yeah, bro.
T-shirt.
That
Their
was one of the
semifinals.
finals.
You know what I'm talking about?
The daughter of-
Could have been. That was crazy.
No,
one.
the other
And
one, like
also for
it
the
was the
kids
semifinals
even,
of the kids.
on the first day, bro, I'm so bad at
It was
names,
like
but now
the
Prince
girl with the
Sniper,
brown hair.
Right, then it was Baby Sniper against the girl with the yellow
Makeover?
T-shirt, their semifinals.
Yeah, something like
the
that. I
daughter
think.
of Grishka.
Bro, she came in,
No,
bro.
no, no, the
She
other one,
almost
like
made me
the-
think
it
that
was the
she was like the
semifinals of the
for me
kids.
the except for
It was like
what's
the
her name,
girl with the brown
Princess,
hair.
the finalist, Princess
Makeover?
Frame. Princess
Yeah,
Frame,
some like-
she
some
came
like
in.
that, like
she's
that.
like I don't know,
Bro,
6,
she
7
came
years old
in,
or
bro.
something like that.
She
I don't know
almost
how
made
old
me
she is,
think
but she
that
made the
she
finals.
was
Like,
like
that's pretty
for
dope.
me, the-
I feel
except
like
for,
can she
But-
process that?
Princess-
Like,
Hey,
what,
yeah.
what is the age?
Princess
I feel
Frame.
like yeah, she's really
Princess
really
Frame,
young.
she
She's
came
no older
in.
than-
She's like I don't know, 6, 7 years old. or
maybe not
something
even
like
that,
I
but
don't know how old
she
is,
was
but
like
made
a
the finals
problem.
of
She
Ellis,
really
was pretty
came
dope.
close.
Yeah,
I feel like she in her
Can
like
she
I feel
process
I knew she didn't win
what is
because
the
of
age?
technique.
Yeah,
I feel
Because the
like
moves
And
was
experience, yeah.
experience and the moves was like you expect from a little girl, like
Maybe not even
like
but
not
she-
that
she
like not
was
that
like a
sharp.
problem. She really came close.
But like
I
the
feel
girl
like
he battled
she,
before
in
that
her-
was his biggest
Like I feel I
his
knew
biggest
she
threat
didn't
to
win
winning.
yeah,
because
in
of
that sense,
technique.
yes.
Yes.
because
the
she made me think that he might have
Experience and
not
the moves
gotten
was like you
enough
expect
Yeah,
votes
it was a
because
close one. Now that I think, yeah.
like not that
Was
like
very
not that sharp.
that was a really
but, like,
good
the
one.
girl he battled before that
You
was
any,
his
any
biggest,
other favorite?
Right,
biggest
well,
threat. to win.
yeah, in that sense, yes, yes, true.
Because she made me think that he might have not gotten.
And I
enough
think
Yeah, it
votes
was a
because-
close one. Now that I think,
Was-
yeah, it was a very
I
interesting.
enjoyed
at least.
Heavy a lot.
That was a really good one.
Yeah,
You,
oh
any-
bro.
any other
I
favorite?
enjoyed Heavy a lot. Like, it was
No,
damn
the-
heavy.
When he battled Dead End
Yeah,
my
at the
favorite.
first day and he won,
And I think
I just knew Tie-Dye's video
I
coming.
enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I just
bro.
know
I
that
enjoyed
that Tie-Dye's
Heavy a
video
lot,
coming,
like, it
not
was
knowing
damn
he
heavy.
already
When-
like they
when
went
he
at each other at the last man
battled
standing because
Dead
I
End,
wasn't there,
the first
bro.
day, and he won.
Nice.
Got
I was
Bumba.
just
He
knew
brought up
the Tie-Dye's video coming.
Bro, until the semifinals, yeah, he really did his thing.
I
man.
just
Oh, that's
know
heavy, man.
that
And he
Tie-Dye's
also
video
is like,
coming, not knowing he
he's like
already
on the
like
dance
they
floor. He's
went
like
at each
this
other at the
really
last man standing,
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
there,
aggressive
bro.
guy, and then when you
No,
speak to him, hey,
right.
what's up, brother? Yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah,
brought
he's
up.
just like the most nice
Bro,
guy.
to the semifinals.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah, he really
maybe
did
get
his
him for the
thing.
arena.
Man.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
to Heavy,
That would
man.
be
And he
dope.
also
Yeah,
is
that
like
Really interested
he's
also
like
in
on the
style,
dance floor. He's like this
understanding.
really rough,
something.
aggressive guy, and then when you speak to him, yeah, what's
Yeah,
up,
Heavy,
brother?
I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Another
the lot.
person. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
just like the most nice guy.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm thinking to maybe get him for the arena next year.
That would be a dope one.
Yeah, you gotta give it
He's
to
really
the
interested
showcase.
also in his
of,
style and his understanding.
Yeah,
It was really something.
That was something.
that was really.
Yeah, heavy. I enjoyed a lot
If I
to
have
watch.
to, things that I really
And
remember
Vince was there.
was that that showcase.
Yes, and Jokers, I remember the most.
Yeah, gotta give it
those
the
two
showcase
stand
of Bruiser.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That was something.
But
that was
good,
really, really good.
good experience. It is.
If I have to, things that I really
think they're gonna
remember,
do it
Because that showcase was
his
Good
and
image.
Joker's.
I can imagine that also.
Yeah,
It's
those
a lot
two
of
were
work,
standing
really
out.
big. I can imagine
Absolutely.
that Paris is like full of people that try to do everything.
No,
and
but
if
good,
then you
good
have to
experience
just
to this year.
watch if you can make it happen.
And I think they're gonna do it.
mean,
They
it's
start
happening
to
now for
do
the
it
last
every 2 years. I could imagine that.
I can imagine that also.
Because it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of
Well,
work.
I
really big.
forgot to tell
I
you
can
something.
imagine
That might be
Paris is like full of people
something.
that try to do everything, and if you
This winter,
then you have to just watch.
I will
it.
have this studio,
I mean, at least it's
hopefully
happening now for the
done
last two.
the next month.
Like this.
And this winter, I would like to organize a
But
retreat
I forgot to tell you something. That might be something interesting. That's
for
coming up
already dancers
this
that,
winter.
like me and you,
I will have this.
they're starting to feel
studio,
they're not far away
hopefully
Yeah.
done
from the rest.
next month.
Yeah.
but still have
And
to make
Some
those
things,
winter, I would
steps,
like
yeah.
some
to
steps.
organize a
Feel you on that
retreat
one.
So I would like to
But
find more people like us
for already
that
dancers that
people like
like
that,
me and you,
and we do it each
they're starting
one
to
for
feel
a
they're
week.
not far away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the
And
rest, but
we'll
still have
see if I will
have to
be
make
able
those
to
steps,
find
some
a
steps,
solution
right?
for free stay.
So I would like to
all these people.
find more people like us. That's
And once I have that,
people like that.
we'll start to
And
send
we do it
invitations.
each one
And I feel
for a
like
week.
that's something very interesting, and it will be
We'll
half
see if I
international
will
from
be
the
able
Italian
to
perspective.
find the solution
So
for a free
some
stay
international and some
for
local.
all these people. That would be dope.
And yeah,
And
try to make it
once
work.
I have
And
that,
probably
I will
if
start
it
to
will
send
happen, it will happen
invitations.
for around
I
New
feel
Year.
like that's something very
More or
interesting.
less like that
And it will
vacation
be
type of time.
half
Cool,
international
man.
from
That
the
sounds really
Italian
dope, man.
perspective.
Yeah,
And
somebody
probably some
feels like
internationals
they're
and some
like,
Italians.
how can I call it, intermediate?
And
Yeah,
If somebody
make
feels
it
like
work, and
intermediate in the scene, they
probably
should
if it
really
will
watch
happen,
out for
it
that
will
because
happen
that
for
sounds
around
really
New
dope.
Year.
yeah, and
Okay.
it's
More or
really
less like
simple
that
base.
vacation type of
He's
time.
gonna lap
Cool,
all
man. That
day.
sounds really dope,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
every
first
week.
hour,
somebody
he's
feels
gonna
like
take
they're
the
like,
lead, and
how can I
somebody
call
else
it,
does
intermediate?
Yeah.
If somebody
different
feels like
things.
intermediate in the scene, they
Yeah,
should
man.
really
Anyway.
watch out for that. 'cause
Yeah,
that-
man.
That sounds really dope.
Yeah, and it's really simple
See if
base.
it works.
We're just
But I'm gonna
gonna
try it anyway.
lap all
Yeah,
day.
yeah, that sounds really
And the
dope.
first hour, he's gonna
Yes.
take the lead.
Then
and
there's
somebody else
one
and
more
somebody
thing I
else.
wanted to discuss
And we learn different things, and then
lineup
we're gonna
for
jam
us
anyway.
tomorrow.
Yes.
Because
Really dope.
I know that
We'll see if it works.
podcast will
but
not
I'm
be
gonna
up
try it
before
anyway.
tomorrow, so
Yeah, that
we can
sounds
just
really dope.
discuss about the lineup for the blockout. What
There's
we will
one
think.
more thing I wanted
gonna
to
happen
discuss with you
tomorrow.
is the lineup for us tomorrow.
Yes.
Because I know that
we both made it.
this podcast will not be up before tomorrow, so
Yes.
we can just discuss about the
Blockout.
lineup for
Okay.
the blockout and
Yes.
what we will think is gonna happen tomorrow. So
Top
let
to
me
bottom.
go.
Prince
Get
Sniper
the
versus Kid
just
Quest.
list right here because we both made it into the lineup, of course.
Yes.
Let me just find
Okay.
it.
Shout out to the blockout.
Okay, I'm just gonna
It's gonna
just
be
gonna
interesting.
go from top to bottom. Prince Sniper versus Kid
Prince
Quest.
Sniper, you said.
It's ex-baby sniper. Yeah, we just won Illest Kids category, and then you have
Okay.
Kid Quest, the newly
That's gonna be
claimed Kid
interesting.
Quest.
That's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be fun.
There's
I think there's gonna be a
Prince
lot of
Sniper,
wild
you said,
stuff
right?
there.
Yeah, ex-baby
I
Sniper.
think.
Baby Sniper who
crazy.
just won, right?
Yeah, we just won
Yeah, I'm
Illest
curious
Kids
about what's the
category,
choice.
and then you
It
have
was
Kid
baby,
Quest,
okay.
the newly
Especially when it's the
claimed
call
Kid
out.
Quest.
Then you can see what type of Krump you
That's
are
gonna be
by the
fire,
choice
I think.
of the music.
I think
that
Yeah.
there's
you
gonna be a
choose.
lot
And
of
also
wild
how
stuff
you
there.
dance on the
Yeah,
music that you've chosen yourself.
A lot of
Because
crazy.
are you gonna freestyle,
Yeah, I'm curious
or are
about
we
what
just
is
gonna
it
see a
sounds-
choreo you're gonna make
it's a
seem
5,
like
6,
a
7,
freestyle?
8,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then you
It's going
can
on
see what
I've
type of
like
Krump
I've
you
seen
are by the
because
choice
I've
of
seen that,
the
and that
music
used to
you
bug me
choose.
as a kid
And
back in
also
the
how
day.
you dance
That
on
like
the
some
music that
crumpers
you've
they had
chosen
a
yourself,
set
'cause
made
are you gonna
made out so
freestyle,
much that they had
or
their
are we
gate
just
off
gonna
in
see
it.
a choreo?
And then when the
Choreo,
crowd
yeah,
didn't
so
react
5,
to
6,
it,
7,
it
8,
felt
yeah,
so
yeah.
bad. It was just like, bro.
That's going on to
Like, bro, I
Like,
know
I've
you
seen
prepared
it.
all this,
I've
but
seen
why
it,
you
and
not
that
just
used
being
to bug me
authentic
as
with
a
it? And then,
kid
of
back
course,
in
you
the
lose.
day,
I can see that
that
already.
like some crumpers they had a set
But you can see that.
made out so much that they had their gate off in it.
Yeah.
And then when the crowd didn't react to it, it just felt so bland. It was just
Yeah.
it's like, bro, I know you prepared
Yeah,
all
yeah,
this, but
yeah.
why not just being authentic?
man.
And then, of course, you lose.
You have to be.
Who I got there?
But you can see that far away. Like it's again, it's the whole flashy stuff. If you don't feel it,
Yeah.
if you don't really push it, then you don't mean it.
Oh, it's a
You see
call
it.
out.
And
Because it's a color that's different.
It's not a match.
Who you got
It's
there?
not. It's not. It's not
You
a
have to be
winner.
Beefing out my MMA.
Who I got
Okay,
there?
who do you got there? Right?
Yeah, it's not the. Yeah, I can't score points because
No,
at
of
a certain
course.
point I can say, okay, he won technically,
It's a
but
color.
in the eyes of the public in that moment,
Because it's a
cameras,
color that's
everything,
different.
It's
don't
not a
matter.
match.
It's your
It's
own
not,
right
it's
now.
not, it's not a winner.
Taking out my MMA
So-
perspective. Okay, who do you got there?
I
Yeah,
say
it's not the- I can't
if
I can't
I
score
can-
points
I
because
just
No,
at
have
a
of
certain
course.
point I can say,
prejudice
okay,
about
he won
French
technically,
Crumpers. I'm gonna
but
lay it down right
in
here.
the
So
eyes of the public in
the,
that
if
moment,
Prince
the cameras
Sniper
after
is
don't
picking
matter
out
because you only have
his
now.
music and
You
labbing
only
on
have
it in
now.
a way
True.
So
where he's just gonna
I say
choreograph coins
if
in a way that you
if
can see
I
it.
Can be his downfall.
I
That
just
can be
have
his
a
downfall,
prejudice about
but I
French
feel like he is
Crumpers, I'm gonna lay
prepared
down
for
right here.
that.
So
I feel like
that
Sniper is
if
not
Prince Sniper
gonna let
is
him drown in
picking
that.
out his
not gonna
his
happen
music and
because I
labbing
feel
on
like
it
he
in a
also
way,
knows a lot of the
where
songs
he's
that he
just
got
gonna
it
choreograph
and other
coins
battles, of
in
course.
a way that you can see it.
It can be his downfall.
And
That
I
can be his
say
downfall.
if
Yeah.
Kid
But I
Quest
feel like he is prepared
really
for that. I
focuses
feel
on
like
his
Sniper is
basics
not
and taking his
just gonna let
time,
him
he can
drown
do
in
something
that, and
really,
that's
really
not gonna happen.
crazy.
Because I
But
feel
if
like
he
he also
just
knows a lot of the
feels,
songs that
if
he
he
got
feels the
to
pressure
and other
and
battles, of
he feels like he needs to be special,
And I say
that could be
Kid
his
Quest
downfall in the sense if he's
really
gonna use
focuses
all
on
his
his
other skills that
basics
he
and
got,
taking
being
his time, he can do something
breakdance,
really
being
crazy. But
hip
if he
hop,
just
classic house, all
feels
the
if he
stuff that
feels
he's
the
learned over the
pressure
years, 'cause
and
a lot,
he feels like he needs to be
that could be
special,
his downfall.
that could
But
be
if he
his
really
downfall in
focuses,
the
just
sense
takes
if
his
he's
time,
gonna
picks his
use
song
all
out
his
well,
other skills that
he
got,
can do
be it,
something crazy. I won't talk about winners,
breakdance,
but
be
I
it,
just talk about what can go right,
hip-hop,
go wrong. Because
classic
at the end,
house, all the stuff that he's learned
some
over the
things
years,
may
'cause
surprise
he
you.
knows a
So
lot.
that would
That could be his
These are the
downfall.
moments.
yeah.
But if we
She battled
Ah, is this-
Quest.
Oh,
She battled Kid Quest, I think, at the Illest.
okay.
Call out session late at night. Maybe you already went home back then. Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
2 o'clock or after, right?
Oh no, that was 4.
That was
That-
4.
around 4 o'clock. Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
that-
yeah.
Around 4 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the story the day after.
Who do I got in this one? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm out of the game here. You know.
So I say, if I can give you maybe a perspective on this, like Young Insanity, she if I have the right person here, or I'm just fooled by the main picture or the fact that you asked who Mirage is. But what I remember, if I got it correctly, she is more in terms of basics. She really danced from the foundation. Yeah, there's more of that. And Kai's you already seen
Yeah.
like these really big artistic movements.
Doing some improvements. I really have to say that.
He really uses his like ballroom voguing skills in his
His presence.
I think this will be if Kais isn't too nervous, which I don't don't think he is.
So I'm now at the last session Monday.
Yeah, I think he will surprise a lot of people tomorrow.
So too.
I think he will just do something crazy. I will think he just picks out some crazy songs. He thought about it, talked to people about it, and that he will do something really, really crazy with it. That's all I will know about it. Lil Red versus Baby Endeavor.
Baby Endeavor is,
Micah.
Micah, right, yeah. Micah's also doing big improvements. I feel like because I've been quite absent during the sessions. Now I came back. I was like, oof. And actually, when I saw her again was during the Illest.
Mhm.
And there I was like, yo, nice, really nice, very nice. I feel this is gonna be interesting.
Is
It's
she,
gonna be
and she
interesting.
also
has,
survived a couple of rounds at the last man standing.
the first round, I think. So then after, if I'm not wrong, first one was Quake to leave,
Quick.
and then
Yeah, she was
was
either second or third. I'm
second
not
or
sure.
third,
Yeah,
get off round she didn't get through.
yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong, she has really good material. Like
Mm-hmm.
the stuff and the emotion is also really there, is present. Stuff like get off can be worked on, but there's a whole Krump journey for that. I feel like she has to enjoy everything. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be an interesting one as well. Yeah, Bats versus Soldier Sepek.
Oh, okay. Bats is always like he's gonna do always something crazy.
He's gonna do some. I feel like he's gonna dunk.
Dunk,
on
yeah,
Soldier
he's gonna
Sepek.
dunk. He's gonna do that.
He's gonna do this. The boy Miho over slam thing.
Oh, bro. That's my favorite battle, by the way.
Yeah,
One of my favorite battles, yes.
yeah, that's a crazy one too. But yeah, Soldier Sepek. Who's Soldier Sepek again?
For sure it's epic, but I don't know which one.
Sorry, I really am so bad at names. It's unfortunate.
There was a time I used to know everybody.
Yeah, I'm not really. Yeah, I'm not that caught up about it. Yeah, it's my bad.
Because you were caught up with yourself more.
I'm caught up with myself. Well, yeah. Is this? Oh no, Princess Sepek. Uh, oh no, we're just gonna have to see, I guess. But I know Bats is gonna do something crazy. I haven't seen him battle in a while, so
Same.
I feel like he's hungry
Yeah.
for it. Then we have Miss G versus Media, a.k.a. Rockweiler X.
Miss G, from London, right?
Yeah, H. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but
I've
she was
battled her.
really dope. You
I
battled
battled her once, yes.
When?
Raw Ground.
Uh,
When was that, 2009? No, what am I saying? Was it 2 years ago, I think? Something like that, but it was a semifinal. I was like, nah. I messed it up a few things. And she really capitalized on those things. So no, that was a great battle. Enjoyed that one. And yeah, she is also improving since then.
Yeah, also, I've seen her have a few battles. Also, she was through at the girls category at Illest, I think.
Yes,
At the
I didn't
top
notice.
28. Yeah.
Yeah, during that moment I was not watching, so
Okay, yeah. No, she made it. She's really high level, and girl brace. I don't really know. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I'm not really caught up. But after tomorrow, I'll know.
yeah.
After tomorrow,
We will
I'll know.
for sure.
After tomorrow, we'll know for sure. Then we have
Oh yeah,
Rowdy Slam versus Lone Wolf.
let's go. I don't know this Lone Wolf.
I don't know this Lone Wolf guy. Man.
Who is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? Nah, I just chose the tracks. Happy. That was something that was funny because the last time I did the block out, I had some more time to think. Oh yeah, the list, the block out. Let me think about the music.
Yeah.
So I was rethinking, switching tracks. Now I was just like, nope. The first two ones that gonna be it.
Yeah.
No, it has to go with the flow. Feels really natural. Did you send your tracks already?
Yeah.
Was it a hard choice?
No, I knew because I was labbing
Oh, yeah.
and I had one of my tracks I also had at a battle just a couple days ago, and I was really feeling those tracks. I was like, yeah, this gives me that hunger, that energy I need. So yeah, I just based it on that. It wasn't like I didn't really search for it. It was just like, yeah, these tracks I've been feeling these past couple of days. If I just keep that up, that will be.
Do you base it also on a character or something? On something that you want to set up to? Or
The energy of the track. Yeah. If I have the choice, I want like a energized track where I can really go off of and that everybody understands the type of energy I want to set just based on my music. Yeah.
Dope.
So yeah. But yeah, they're my 2 cents on your battle.
But I think Rowdy Slam was also at the
Also at the Illest, yeah,
right,
really,
Last
really
Man
dope.
Standing. Also, I think wasn't that?
No, yeah, the Sunday.
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
you were there.
I was there for like an hour because Ivan really wanted to go.
Yeah, but I also left just after you left, maybe 20 minutes after I left.
Oh yeah, I left at like 5. Then we just got home in the Netherlands at like 10, something like that. So yeah,
We arrived at 12.
yeah, that was hard, man. But yeah, for you, if you just if you keep yourself composed, you focus on what you're good at, like your power moves, your stableness, your MMA kind of
In peace.
peace. Yeah, if you're in peace and just pick out the right moments for yourself, you will also surprise a lot of people
I hope so.
because I really have seen you do it before. So yeah, body slam, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I haven't a lot of these dancers I actually haven't seen dance a lot. So a lot of these are gonna like surprise me, or I'm gonna get to know them. So yeah, that's just will just be the case. Then we have Crow against Jay Dirty. Oh no!
Is
Oh
it?
no! No! Oh no!
It's
Sorry!
not
Sorry!
Crow.
Crow. Oh no! No! No!
It's
Crow.
something different because
Sorry,
also
sorry,
was
sorry.
like on the
Sorry, I was
Crow, come
sorry,
back.
Sorry, Dion. Sorry. Sorry. Crow X Worst, a.k.a. J Dirty, my bad, versus Tide.
Okay, who Tide? I battled Tide the last blockout. He's a heavy hitter.
I battled him the last Freedom.
Let's go. Let's go.
I battled him the last Freedom, and that was the Freedom that my bag got stolen.
Yeah, your
Then
computer.
actually 5 minutes before I battled, I figured out that my bag was stolen,
And you still battled.
and I just gave you all that anger, man. I was just shaking right there, just waiting, bro. That was not
That
fun.
was annoying. That was annoying.
But this year gonna be different. But no, Tide, really heavy dancer. Knowing he gonna pick his tracks, he's also I think he's gonna go for
And not. He likes to use also other people's track. He did that with me.
ah
He was
yeah,
like, nah, we use the same track.
yeah, because that was the rules of that blockout. Yeah. No, I think he will do
Nice.
if he
Side one.
if he's feeling himself, he will go really really heavy because I've battled him at the heavyweight session of last year's Freedom, but I've also battled him at 030 Street, the coldest buck. And yeah, it just depends on if he's having his day or not. I don't know what that depends on for him. What needs to happen for him to feel that way? Because I felt like he wasn't as in it the second time against me at the heavyweight as he was at the battle, the coldest buck, because then he was with me in the last chance cipher or just three-way we did. Then him and me passed. Then I battled chapter top 16 and he battled Brandon and then he won.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then he battled against me and then he won also. So but I felt like I won against him at the heavyweight session. So because I felt like it was a different kind of energy. So maybe but he still gets far in like battles and stuff. So I'm not saying he doesn't. And Jay Dirty is also a heavy hitter.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about now. Jay Dirty, right? That's
Jay Dirty, yeah.
I think I know. I have the face. Yeah. That's a heavyweight battle.
That's a heavy battle, yeah, man. It's gonna be some crazy. Then we have my battle, YG Strata against me, Hurricane, a.k.a. Junior Quest. So yeah, what I will say about it, yeah, I'll just be doing whatever I feel like doing. I'm just gonna be me, doing what I always do.
And 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I got my choreo ready.
Got my choreo ready.
After that, you can all learn it at the workshop. No, I'm kidding, but no, I prepared really well just by training. I like to do things on the spot, not to prepare too much for something I feel like needs to be in that moment. How I feel.
Want to spoil the tracks?
How my communication will be with my opponent before. Then also talking about my opponent YG Strata from Belgium. Really dope guy. I know him. He is really nice. Nice in his dance also. He compared to me in terms of how long we've been doing this. He's a beginner. But I will not underestimate anybody.
Hell no. Especially these later beginners here.
Yeah.
I saw the Illest beginners. Okay. Everybody's not a beginner.
Everybody is not a beginner over there, bro. You get only 2 years.
Yeah, I know. So
but I will not underestimate him. I know what he is capable of, and that in a non-competition, non-tournament environment, he can really thrive the most at this point because he knows how to get hype. So I'm just gonna have to do the same, and in my case, show him why I've been dancing longer than him, respectfully.
yeah, you're gonna prove why. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good one.
Now on to two more interesting ones. Because we also have like at the heavyweight we have two 2-on-2s.
Yeah, that's something new, right?
We have Young Sniper and Twin Sniper versus Lil Endeavor and JR Endeavor.
That's interesting.
That's a really interesting one.
Yes, and Giorgio, let's go.
I'm really looking out for that one. I'm really excited for that one. Twin Sniper just got promoted to Twin
The twin.
from JR.
Yeah, the twin, yeah.
And he really also did really good at the Illest. So same for Young Sniper winning the beginners category,
it
of
did
course.
like 3.
Yeah. So I think,
Triplets.
but I think like if you will look at it from like experience or what you've seen before of these people before, if you compare it to that, what I want to say, then it's about even because I feel like Lil Endeavor has more experience than Young Sniper, and then Twin Sniper has a little bit more experience and accomplishments than JR Endeavor. So I think that evens out. So we're just gonna see Lil Endeavor just got promoted also from G to Lil.
True.
So now we're gonna see that. So yeah, this is also gonna be an interesting one. And then the main event is gonna be Sniper and Blood versus Endeavor and the new twin Bruiser.
That's gonna be an event. I feel. I was anyway. I got to witness just now the last Monday it was a battle between Brandon and Bruiser.
Yeah.
But it was the promotion for his name.
Yeah,
also,
I have to still watch that one, but then Bruiser was like, "What's up, twin? What's up, twin?
What's up, twin? Yeah.
And everyone was like,
Nobody knew. Yeah. No, it was dope battle. Dope. And I felt like that was the preparation for that.
Yeah.
In some ways, So that's,
Endeavor already also having a win over Sniper.
Oh, he does.
At the last Freedom. So he can be, and he's the last man standing also of this year's Illest.
Yeah.
And then Sniper is the winner of the whole tournament. So yeah, and then also Blood against Twin Bruiser.
Blood,
Or not Blood against, it's not like they're battling against each other. I'm just saying that these people have history in battling each other. That's why that's why I don't know if Blood has experienced has ever battled Brandon before. I just know that Endeavor battled Sniper before. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Get you. No, but there is history. Like there is really a matter. That's why this battle is really absolutely. I feel like also for me personally, I battled Sniper twice already. I really could learn out of him because of that. And I feel like just by them watching and seeing these high level battles, you're like, learning. No, dope. And I guess they're all gonna participate then at the tournament.
Yeah, Sniper is a battle guest.
He's battle guest
for the 3-on-3 with Prince and Twin Sniper.
Yeah, for the big one. Yeah.
And then I don't know if he's probably not coming to the blackout. But then also Wild is a Krump invite for the 3-on-3 for Team Belgium.
They will
with Jimmy Broomklep and Rashad.
Okay.
But this
probably participated in the tournament, Krump.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if he can make it, because I think I don't know where he went, but he didn't participate in like the whole Illest tournament. He just did the 2v2 with Drix, and then he didn't participate anymore. He was just there, and then he wasn't at the main event or something like that.
Okay,
I just didn't see him anymore. But yeah, this lineup is gonna be fire. Can't wait for tomorrow, and then everybody, after seeing this podcast, already know how it went. So
yes,
we're the only ones interested right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, man. Thank you for this conversation, man.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to say in the camera? Any shout outs you want to make? Any remarks you want to give to the people? A lesson maybe before we close off.
I think I'm just gonna reshare a value that I've seen lately now a lot on a T-shirt, and which is support your local Krump community. And I feel like that's the right message. Because with that, we're just gonna build more and more. Yeah. And with that, stay tuned. FC Arena.
coming August. Yeah.
That would be dope. Appreciate. Really. Dope one.
Yeah, man. That's it, man.